Matsu Miners Baseball is presented by Alaska Airlines,
Napa Auto Parts, and RC Detail. Mulcahy Stadium in a matchup between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Bucs. Trey Yannity and Howie Boxley bringing you this broadcast radio style. Unfortunately, no video from Mulcahy Stadium, but we will do our best in our first radio call of the year.
Yep.
As Josh Hansel is on the mound warming up for the Anchorage Bucs. He will square off with Casey Sunseri momentarily, who leads off the starting nine for Tyler LeBrun, followed by Josh Pano and Alex Vergara here in the first inning. Josh Hansel, a big 6'6", 215-pound right-handed hurler from Chandler, Arizona. Attends Arizona State University. Miners looking to bounce back after a tough doubleheader sweep against the Pilots yesterday.
Yeah, this is a big day for the Miners. You got to get back here at Mulcahy Field, flush everything that happened yesterday. Almost a big comeback. Maybe take some of that energy and bring it into this one. But you have to reset. You're not a first-place team anymore. You're in a pennant race here, Matsu Miners. What's your answer?
Miners 19-10, a game and a half back of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Mark Anthony Edwards claps his hands and signals for Josh Hansel to deliver the first pitch of the game, which is lined out to second and caught by Alex Champagne. First pitch at 2:04 local time. A line out to the second baseman starts this one, out number one.
And I know we don't have video for you guys today. Much apologies here to start, but how nice is it? We hear the crack of the bat. We can feel the breeze. We can see it all. We can feel it all. Hear it all. We are back. What a good feeling.
Feels awesome. Josh Pano bats now. Big right-hander. Pumps over a fastball that stays high. Miners in their camouflage tops, gray pants, yellow lettering and numerals. Miners hidden across the chest in green. Green hats for the Miners. As Josh Pano takes another fastball inside, this time 2-0 for the Bucs, who sport their white tops, white pants, black pinstripes. Bucs across the chest in black, outlined in yellow. 2-0 to Pano. Fastball, that one pops the mitt, and a called strike by Mark Anthony Edwards, who has the plate in this one. Wind whipping a bit to left field at Mulcahy Stadium today. Game time temperature 65 degrees under partly sunny skies, and a 2-1. Swing and a foul straight back by Pano, who was on that. 2-2.
Yeah, and another 2 o'clock start today. We saw it on last Sunday's game between the Oilers and the Miners. Tied for the earliest start of the season.
Hansel fans a black glove in front of his chest and delivers a 2-2, which is off the plate outside. Full count now on Josh Pano.
Breakfast baseball, as they call. We had breakfast at Wimbledon this morning. Novak Djokovic, another title.
Full count pitch to Pano. Off the plate outside, Josh Pano coaxes a 1-out walk.
Yep, and now the hero from yesterday in the late innings. His heroism was spoiled, of course, as the walk-off by the Pilots gave him that second game, but what a comeback for this Miners team. Couldn't see it all as it was going down. We've been filled in a little bit more on what happened yesterday here, but Vergara has been so hot these last few weeks. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Vergara swings at the first pitch and sprays it down the right field line foul. Josh Pano on first base, being held on by big first baseman Dylan Fesperman. No score, top of the first inning. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. As Alex Vergara wings a black bat over his right shoulder. Hansel checks on Pano, now picks at him. Pano back in with a dive, no tag applied by Fesperman. Fesperman flanked to his right by Alex Champagne, who plays second base. Cody Greyback and Mason Marinko at short and third. Derek Smith doing the catching for Josh Hansel. Chad Bourne, Garrett Anglin, and Michael Diaz running around in the outfield grass from left to right. Vergara takes a fastball strike.
Up again, if you're just getting in with us today, no video for this one. It's going to be audio only. Should be our only contest of the year this way, but it's a blackout for YouTube today, we'll call it.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a shot. Out of play again by Vergara. 28 for his first 100. It's 280, Trey.
Yeah, easy math there for you, Howie. I know Sometimes you got to stay up late crunching the numbers. Alex Vergara picking you up. Miners in these camo unis again today. Bucs in their pinstripes. Clean Sunday look.
Team leading 22 RBIs for Vergara. And a base clearing double as Vergara fouls this one away. Payno was off on the contact. Base clearing double for Alex Vergara in the top of the 7th inning that put the Miners in front 6-4. Unfortunately, Colthausen blew the save. The Glacier Pilots scored 3 times and walked off the Miners in Game 2 of the doubleheader. In Game 1, it was all Pilots. 14 strikeouts for Carter Young over 7 innings. He went the distance. Pilots picked up the win 5-1 in Game 1. Another 0-2 to Vergara is fouled away. Good fight here by the Miners right fielder.
Yeah, Vergara just been battling. We saw early in the season and maybe a bit more aggressive early in at bats. He settled down. Such a good 2-strike hitter. Seen him work out a lot of these 0-2 holes that he finds himself in right now.
He's a great 2-strike hitter. Trying to get a 2-strike hit here off Josh Hansel. Payno picked off again at the first base bag. He's back in with a dive. Alex Hellman on deck, the cleanup hitter for the Miners. Nick Cirelli to follow him. Josh Hansel stares down Vergara. Sets, delivers. This one is popped up. Right side again. This one arches over the Miners dugout. Out of play. Kyle Watson, third base coach, clapping it up down there. Loves the prolonged at-bat here from Vergara. James Dillard, hands behind back. He's the first base coach and the pitching coach for the Miners. Miners in the first base dugout. Bucs in the third base dugout. In this one, 0-2 pitch to Vergara. Derek Smith sets up away, and it's another pickoff over to Payno, who's back in with a dive. Keeping close tabs on Josh Payno, who's stolen 3 bases this year. He reached via walk. No score, top of the first inning, 1 out. From Mulcahy Stadium, Bucs and Miners. 0-2. That one's yanked off the plate. A nice backhand stop by Smith, who was out of his crouch and sprawled to his right.
Yeah, that's athletic. Did the Spider-Man skip over there? You're right, Howie. I think Payno is kind of a sneaky threat to steal his fair share of bases. We see Carter Young tucked into the lineup a little bit further again today, so some speed towards the bottom as well.
Extra half step on the lead for Payno. Not going. Pitch is tipped into the mid of Smith. Strike 3 for Alex Vergara. Josh Hansel wins the battle, gets a strikeout. Runner on, 2 outs now.
And while we don't have video, we can give you a look at the starting lineup. The rest of it today for the Miners. As Vergara there, now Hellman getting moved up to the 4-hole tonight in his second start as a Miner. Nick Cirelli at 5, Lancia down to 6, Carter Young at 7, Jacob Steele back in the lineup tonight at 8, and Cade Mannon at number 9.
Alex Hellman bats now, cleanup hitter and the newest Miner. 2 for his first 7. Payno takes off, pitches low, throw down to second is going to be on the money and in time. It's a strike from Derek Smith. Alex Champagne applies the tag right on the foot of Josh Payno before it hits the second base bag. No runs, a walk, no hits, no men left for the Miners. We're through 1/2 innings at Mulcahy Stadium. Miners nothing, and the Bucs are coming up. Bottom of the first inning, no score, Bucks and Miners, and a radio call. From Anchorage, Michael Yates just about to complete his warm-up tosses for the Miners, who were shut down in the first inning. A caught stealing ended things. Trey, let's take a look at our keys to the game, presented by Napa.
Yep, Howie today, hold the momentum. That is going to be a big key for this Miners team. They took some momentum back last night and took the lead right before the bottom of the 7th, but they gave it back. Hold that momentum today and finish the road stand strong. This has been a long one. 12-gamer. Wrap it up the right way. You've had your ups, you've had your downs. You have an opportunity today to clinch the playoffs even if everything goes right, Howie. So let's see what they got. Those are our keys to the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
5'8" left-hander Alex Champagne into the left-handed batter's box, the leadoff hitter for the Bucks. Michael Yates delivers ball 1. Outside, Canadensis, Pennsylvania, the hometown of Yates, who stands in at 6 foot tall and delivers to Champagne, who pops this one up down the left field line. That's a long run for the left side of the Miners' defense, and it's 2 rows deep off the bleachers there, a foul ball.
Yeah, speedy left side there. 3 guys getting all the way to the wall on that one. Love the effort today. Sense of urgency I'm noticing here, Howie, and that's a good thing. The Miners dropped both yesterday, 5-1 in game number 1. A valiant comeback effort in game 2, but not enough to split the series. Those GPs.
Miners on a 3-game losing streak now as they lost to these Bucks a couple of days ago, 7-5 the final. Champagne batted leadoff in that game, went 0 for 4, walked and scored a run, and he fouls this one off his knuckles over towards the Miners' dugout. It's a 1-2 count. Champagne waves a black bat through the zone. Left-hander steadies the bat above his right shoulder. Swings and misses. Nasty changeup that dives out of the zone for Yates. Champagne couldn't get it. It's a strikeout and out number 1. Let's take a look at the rest of the starting 9 for Ken Hocuff.
Yeah, this away starting lineup, pretty much what we've seen throughout the rest of the season. Alex Champagne there, Chad Bourne at number 2, Michael Diaz, Mason Marenko back at the cleanup role tonight, then Garrett Anglin, the center fielder, Dylan Fesperman at number 6, Cody Greyback, Derek Smith, and Dom Chacon to round it out.
Chad Bourne spikes this one out to Casey Sunseri, who has a nice play sliding to his left. His throw is good. A good play by Casey Sunseri to nab Chad Bourne for out number 2. How about that play by Casey Sunseri? Range to his left, slid, got the hop he wanted.
Well, you said it before the game,
Bourne.
huh? This is Casey Sunseri, the third baseman, who's getting awfully comfortable over there. You can almost pencil him in every day at the hot corner.
Settling in that third base spot. Michael Diaz bats now with nobody on and 2 outs in a scoreless game. Takes up and away for ball 1. Diaz, the right fielder for the Bucks. It's Sunseri, Pano, Steele, and Manning around the horn from third to first for the Miners. Lancia does the catching for Yates. Hellman, Young, and Vergara left to right in the outfield. 1-0 is grounded on one big hop to Cade Manning. He's got that. A step on the pillow and an easy first inning for Michael Yates. 1-2-3 goes Anchorage. We're through 1 complete. Bucks nothing, Miners nothing. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Top of the second inning, Bucs nothing, Miners nothing. As you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, Alex Hellman will dig back into the right-handed batter's box. He was standing there when Josh Pano was caught stealing to end the top of the first. Josh Hansel back to work, big right-hander, delivers, and hits Pano on the left leg. Hits Hellman on the left leg. It's a hit batter to start the second inning and a base runner for the Miners here in the top of the second.
Alex Hellman getting a promotion again today. Up from number 5 to number 4 in this game. Nick Cirelli does a swap with him there. Cirelli going to be doing the DHing again today. We see Cade Manning get another start at first base. Let's see if the designated hitter can do some hitting here in the second.
Big left-handed hitter, Nick Cirelli, the returner for the Miners. First pitch, swing and a miss. Top hand flies off the bat for Cirelli, who didn't get a pitch that was darting away from him off the plate with a right-hander on the mound. Cirelli, 21st first 80, 250, 9 runs, 11 knocked in, 4 doubles, 2 homers for Cirelli, who bats with 1 on and nobody out in 0-1. Check swing and a ball low. 3 umpire crew again. Yesterday in game 1 of the doubleheader, a 4 umpire crew for the first time, but back to the standard 3 with the third base umpire situated behind Hansel, acting as the second base umpire with a runner aboard. 1-1 the count on Cirelli. A healthy lead for Hellman over at first base. Cirelli takes that one downstairs. It pops off the mid of Derek Smith. 2-1.
We got Avila 4011 asking about yesterday's game. Game 2 was a thriller. At the end, the Miners came back to take the lead, 6-4. But in the bottom of the 7th, they surrendered it 7-6, a walk-off. In that one,
Hellman, another big lead. And he's thrown over at now, back in with a dive. For reference, there's almost a cut of the turf, if you want to call it that, with the bases outlined in red turf, and then a cut where it goes back to light brown. Hellman is all the way off that cut. There he goes. Pitch outside. Throw down to second is going to be not in time. Alex Hellman swipes his first base with the Miners. Point I was about to make, Josh Pano took off to steal in the top of the first inning, was thrown out. Alex Hellman's lead probably a step, maybe a step and a half larger than Pano's, and the big strides of the 6'5 righty gets him down to second base there.
Yeah, really nice job there by Alex Hellman. Perfect jump, and when I heard we were getting a quarter outfielder, I was excited for a lot of reasons, but to see the extra speed on this team.
3-1, Cirelli shows bunt, stabs at it, and fouls it away. A full count now. Cirelli looks longingly over towards the third base dugout, not happy that he couldn't get the bunt down with a runner on second and nobody out.
Billy Yates in the chat, good evening. What is up, Papa Yates? Let's have some fun.
Yeah, so cut of the grass is about a good lead, I would say, but Hellman was a step beyond that, where the turf cuts right there.
The long player, too, can get back nice and easy.
3-2, strike 3 called, outside corner. Cirelli turns his head and stalks back slowly to the first base dugout. He's out number 1 here in the second. Second strikeout of the game for Hansel. And now the lineup turns over to Steven Lancia, the 6-hole hitter. Lancia batting .267 with 8 knocked in. Runner in scoring position for the Miners. No score, top of the second. Hansel holds the glove on his left thigh. Sets now near the belt. Checks on Hellman. Kicks his left leg and brings it. Swing and a shot out to second. Champagne will have that on a few hops. Wing it over to Fesperman for out number 2. Hellman advances on the ground out. Runner on third, 2 down.
Yeah, do a job there if you're Steven Lancia. Now Carter Young will get his chance back in the lineup today. We saw him enter yesterday's action a little bit later, and still kind of slumping here if you're Carter Young. Big opportunity with a go-ahead run 90 feet away.
Runner on third, 2 outs. Pitch taken inside. That's a good stop. Sliding to the right for Derek Smith. Got it with a forehand. Anything that gets away, Hellman might try to score. There is a lot of territory behind home plate, much like Herman Brothers Field. Not quite as much, but the ball will skip fast on the turf and get back to that fence quickly if anything gets by. Hansel sets, brings a 1-0. That one is a very similar pitch to the last one. Smith can't find it, but it's around his feet. 2-0. Same stop, sliding to his right.
Yeah, he is a natural there. It's like watching Josh Pano throw on the run. Very athletic. saves a run that time.
Yeah, out of the crouch for Smith, darting to his right. Got enough of it to keep it nearby. 2-0 now. Swing and a miss. Hansel challenged Young with a fastball. Young didn't get it. Trey mentioned Carter Young came into the game late in Game 2 yesterday as a pinch runner. Eventually scored one of the 4 runs that the Miners got in the 7th inning. 2-1. Fouled straight back towards us, 2-2.
Yeah, good to see him kind of make an adjustment there. Got the same pitch, similar pitch at least, up in the zone. Gets a little bit of lumber on it, if nothing else.
Hansel, deep breath, sets, and brings a 2-2. Tipped in and out of the glove of Derek Smith. You could see his shoulders drop when he dropped that baseball, as he knows that if he would have held on, would have been inning over and a strikeout. But instead, Young is still alive. Left-hander chokes up on the bat with a 2-strike count. Holds the bat steady over his left shoulder and awaits a 2-2. Inside, 3-2 now.
Yeah, Stoline out of there. Almost hit him with the fastball, and that could back him up a little bit here. Going to be interesting to see if he stays at that crowded stance up on it.
We'll see. Hansel might try to paint one on the outside corner here. It's a full count with a runner on third. The pitch. Down and in. Carter Young coaxes a 2-out walk. Runners on the corners now for the Miners here in the 2nd.
Yeah, what an at-bat there by Carter Young. Has to battle, gets beat, even in the at-bat a couple times with the fastball. Hangs in there and gets on base.
Couple of gritty takes by Carter Young right there. One up and in, then one down and in. Young didn't offer. Jacob Steele will be the batter, 8-hole hitter for the Miners. Runners on the corners, no score, top of the 2nd. Bucs and Miners, 2 down for Jacob Steele. Fesperman holds on Carter Young, who draws a throw over from Hansel. Third baseman Marinko playing about even with the bag. Middle infielders fairly straight up. Champagne shaded towards the second base bag on the second base side. First pitch to Jacob Steele. Swung on and fouled away. Outfield, stalking near their positions. All 3 men were turned around after that first pitch, kicking around some grass, looking for their first action in the game. No fly balls hit by the Miners just yet.
Got to be patient down there.
0-1. Fouled away again. Off of the press box. And shoots off to our left. Lands off the roof to our left after bouncing off of the facade to our right.
Hansel, another solid start to this game. Really working that fastball all over the place. It's an intimidating fastball.
He's way ahead of Jacob Steele, 0-2. Young leads off first, Hellman off third. Young takes off, pitch is swung on and shot out to second. Champagne had to try to cover the bag. He's not going to get that. Jacob Steele breaks his bat and places it perfectly. The Miners score 1-0.
That bat is a big-time hero here as it brings in the first run of the game. That was awkward how he set it out like Champagne. Had to move towards his right to get the bag. As the runner was stealing second, that one popped up about 30 feet in the air. Champagne thought for a second he might be able to catch it, unable to get back to it, and had no chance after it hit the turf there.
I mean, Steele couldn't have tossed that up with his hand any more perfectly.
No.
Young, the runner on first, took off towards second. Second baseman Champagne went to cover, and Jacob Steele, as you mentioned, popped it up probably 30 feet into the air, filled the vacant hole by the time Champagne got to the ball. Jacob Steele had beat it out. It's an infield hit and an RBI for Steele.
The pop hit.
As Cade Manning bats and takes outside for ball 1. I mean, that was very odd. Just popped him up, but popped him up right in the right spot for the Miners as Hellman scores for the 2nd time.
Just didn't look natural to see a ball like that hit the ground.
Cade Manning in a 1-0 count, 2 on, 2 out. And Hansel will step off with Young dancing off the second base bag. Hey, sometimes you put guys into motion, good things happen. It was an 0-2 count. Steele had to protect.
Yep.
Young took off with a pitch, and it worked out for the Miners, who have struck first here in the 2nd. 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
Yep, sometimes you're driving the ball well, hitting it exactly how you want it, and you're making outs. You're hitting it right at guys. Sometimes you don't hit it very well, like Jacob Steele right there, but you get an RBI, you get a base hit, keep the inning going, and you will take it.
2-0 to Manning. Up and away, 3-0. And now a meeting at the mound between catcher Smith, pitcher Hansel. The inning started with a first pitch hit by pitch. Alex Hellman was hit. He stole second base. Nick Cirelli struck out looking. Steven Lancia moved Hellman to third with a ground out, but then there were 2 outs. Carter Young worked along at bat and walked. And then the hit and run by Jacob Steele and Carter Young. And an RBI single for Jacob Steele puts the Miners in front 1-0. Top of the second inning. Runners on first and second and a 3-0 count for Cade Manning. Meeting's over. Hansel ready to go to work again. The pitch. Taking all the way and a called strike. Flags in left field at Mulcahy Stadium flying at half staff today. The American flag atop the Alaska flag and the Big Dipper painted on the Alaska flag with gold stars. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2.
I really like the Alaskan flag. I think it's good one. It kind of represents the wintertime well. Dark blue and got the stars up there.
Very simple, too. Simple life up here in the last frontier.
Should have 2 flags. They should do a summer flag and a winter flag. Maybe one with the sun on it.
I like it. Runners will get a head start. There they go. Pitch is swung on and popped up out of play. Left side, Cade Manning hanging tough.
This flag's blowing a little bit out into left field as well, so might see some of those pulled balls for righties drift a little bit further.
Bet Josh Pano's excited about that. He's got 2 home runs over near that football field and those flags. Cade Manning will wait another 3-2 with 2 aboard. Runners go. Pitch is swung on and shot up the middle. Shallow center. That is going to be a catch by Garrett Anglum, who goes full extension to rob Cade Manning and the Miners. The Miners score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We're through 1.5. Miners 1, Bucs nothing. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Bottom of the second, Miners have scored first. An RBI hit for Jacob Steele in the top of the second has plated the game's first run. 1-0 Miners. Michael Yates back to work, cleanup hitter. Mason Marinko will start the second inning. First pitch, inside. Brushes Marinko back. Michael Yates has been excellent for the Miners. 7th appearance, 6th start for Yates, who brings in a 2.33 ERA. 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. Michael Yates over his last 3 starts, 18 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. and he's gotten better each one. 3 starts ago, he went 5 innings and allowed 1 run. 2 starts ago, he went 6 innings and allowed 2. As Marinko wails away at that, didn't get it, 2-1. His last outing, his best one yet, Trey. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, a couple of walks, and 5 strikeouts for Yates, who dominated the Oilers en route to a 5-1 victory for the Miners. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Wow. That fastball was blown right on by. 2-2.
Michael Yates is just so fun to watch. Wears his heart on his sleeve every start, and that's something we had heard about today. He needed to be a bit less aggressive, emotional, I guess, outwardly.
2-2 to Marinko. Fastball high. 3-2. Yeah, he really locks in on game day. I mean, he's such a fun guy to be around any day. But on game day, he's got a different edge to him. Might not want to mess with him. He might.
No,
he might come after you on game
animal.
day. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Wicked change up, tipped into the mitt of Lancia. Second strikeout. 4 up, 4 down for Yates.
I love it. I mean, this is, a guy that just goes out and does his job. When you can flip the switch like that, it means that you can handle your business. And that is what Michael Yates has done all season long. Seen it again here.
Yeah, he said this morning that today he was going to be silent but deadly as Garrett Anglum digs in. Offset stance, and Anglum fouls that one away for strike 1.
Said Michael Yates being silent.
Nah, that's impossible.
I don't know about all that now.
He's retired 4 in a row to start this game. His team leads 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Sunday afternoon baseball from Mulcahy Stadium. 0-1. Swing and a shot down the right field line. That one will reach the seats. 0-2.
A little further history here on the Alaska State flag. Benny Benson of Seward, Alaska, was selected in 1927 from roughly 700 entries. As he picked that Constellation-style flag, he was an orphan.
0-2 to Anglum. Swung on and grounded off of Anglum in the right-handed batter's box. That is a foul ball.
As it was ranked as the 5th best design out of the 72 flags entered from the U.S., Canada, and U.S. territories. The North American Vexillological Association ran this contest, and
0-2 pitch to Anglum, misses down and away.
this ranking rather, and said it was number 5. How about that? Top 5 flag here in Alaska.
Did you just make up a word over there, by the way? What was that? Vestological?
Vexillological. And that's
1-2 is line into right field. It's a clean single for Garrett Anglum. First base runner of the game for the Bucs. Comes in the bottom of the 2nd with 1 out.
that was first try too, Howie. I mean, that's saying it as I'm reading it. So you got to give me a little bit of credit here, but
That was pretty good.
first signs of anything negative here for Michael Yates, and just a clean base hit there.
Michael Yates was dominant down on the peninsula. Mentioned the numbers, 7 innings, 1 run. What struck me about that outing for Yates, who comes set and gets ready to work on Dylan Fesperman with 1 on and 1 out. Pitch downstairs. How much off speed he threw to Michael Yates, or he threw in that game. Talked to Yates and pitching coach James Dillard about that, and they said, it was really a team approach. It was the 3rd game of the series with the Oilers. 1-0 pitch to big right-hander, grounded foul. The Oilers had seen a lot of fastballs early in the series, and they said, it was just an approach thing. We wanted to change things up, give them a different look. And, boy, Yates gave them a different look. He relied heavily on the changeup, the curveball, the slider, and the Oilers couldn't hit it. It worked great. A lot of fastballs early in this game against the Bucs.
Had their number.
Pickoff attempt here. Anglum back in with the dive. I mean, he was just pounding the right-handers with changeups to the point where the Oilers dugout was shouting, hey, why don't you throw some more fastballs, as he was throwing them in warm-ups. Pitch to Fesperman, taken downstairs 2-0. They were saying, hey, you're throwing all these fastballs in warm-ups. Where are our fastballs in the game?
That's the last thing you want to say to a guy like Michael Yates, looking for more fastballs. But I think it's the winning strategy, Howie. I mean, if you're facing a righty hitter.
2-1 to Fesperman is grounded left side of the infield. Cincinnati has to wait on that hop. He's going to have 1 play. It's to first, and it's made for out number 2. Garrett Anglum down to 2nd, 2 outs.
Cade Manning kind of in weird positioning there. I think he had to back up to receive the throw correctly, but a little bit dangerous as he kind of shuffles into the baseline, has to skip out of there to avoid the base runner, Fesperman.
But I really love that outing for Yates, Trey, as it showed that he could get it done in different ways. We've seen him rely heavily on the fastball in a lot of his outings, but his off-speed stuff played.
Oh, yeah.
And it worked to the tune of 7 innings of one-run baseball, which will play any day of the week. Cody Greyback now takes outside for ball 1. Left-hander. Cody Greyback, the shortstop. For the Bucs, similar look to that of Alex Champagne, who led off this game. Short left-handed hitter. 1-0. Bounces up there, and that caught Cody Greyback on the way by. It's a hit-by pitch. 2 on, 2 out.
That one was close there, too. I think Greyback, the softest contact he's ever had to receive to get on base. And you get the force play back at third now with 2 outs. If you're just joining us, audio only today. No video. We apologize for that. We'll be back with the video tomorrow when we return home after this long 12-game road stand.
Now the youngster, Derek Smith. Blonde hair flies out of the back of his baseball helmet. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch down and away from the big bat of Derek Smith. 0-1. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. Miners 1, Bucs nothing.
Howie and I are back in person today, though, and it is lovely.
It is awesome. Thank you all for sticking around for our 4 remote broadcasts. 0-1, up and in, 1-1. So now we're back. The audio's great. We can see what's going on. No video. That's all right. We'll get back at it tomorrow and try to bring
timing.
The best description we can. At least we can see it and describe it today, unlike yesterday when we couldn't see anything.
No.
So
It's like looking at a gas station security camera to call a baseball game.
1-1 stays high. Yeah, you said that earlier. What's all this talk with gas station security cameras? Sounds like you have a lot of
frame by
experience.
frame. Thankfully not. I don't love having to pay for all my Reese's Pieces, but I do, Howie.
2-1 the count on Derek Smith. Pitch. Swung on and grounded. Out to Sunseri. He slides, can't get it. Josh Pano will have to back him up and field that in the hole. Everybody's safe. Bases loaded. 2 outs.
Yeah, really nice backup work there by Josh Pano, as he was able to kind of back it up and then cover the base all in one there. Sprints back at the base runner. That's what they tell you to do. If you're in no man's land, there's nobody holding a guy on, just run at him. Get the ball as close to him as you can.
Dom Chacon bats now, grounds the first pitch out to Manning. Michael Yates is going to race Chacon to the first base bag. He's going to win it and step on it to retire the side. The Bucs threaten in the second, but can't push across any runs. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Bases left loaded for Anchorage. We're through 2 complete. Miners lead the Bucs 1-0 as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Excuses are cheap. A DUI is not. The average cost of a DUI in Alaska is $23,000. Don't drive impaired. Arrive alive. This message brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Trey might be a little bit cheap with his Reese Pieces, but we don't need to be cheap on the roads.
Oh,
Top
no.
of the order for the Miners. They lead 1-0. Casey Sunseri will dig into the right-handed batter's box and go to work for the second time against Josh Hansel.
I would never cheap out on the pieces of Reese's, Howie. Come on.
Sunseri lined out to second baseman Alex Champagne to start the game. 6'6" right-hander. Toes the right side of the rubber with his right foot. First pitch. Swung on and slapped into center field. That's going to send Anglem back. He's going to have room. A sharp line out for Sunseri for out number 1.
Yeah, it looked like for a minute there Garrett Anglem had misjudged it and hadn't broken enough, but speedy center fielder gets back on it.
Thick deck of clouds hang overhead Mulcahy Stadium. The sun hidden behind them. It was out early on, but it's having a tough time breaking through this cloud deck. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Josh Payno bats now. First pitch. Taken down and in for ball 1.
It's supposed to remain cloudy, really, for the rest of the week here in Anchorage.
1-0. Fouled off of Mark Anthony Edwards. That did not feel good.
No.
He claps his hands together, jumps quickly out from his post behind the plate, and tries to walk that off.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it maybe got him on that right hand there. He really did hop out of there quickly and spun around.
Yeah, it was a stinger. As now Miners coach Tyler LeBrun out to chat with Edwards and try to give him some time. Derek Smith as well. Back's turned to us with Josh Hansel on the mound, staring out towards center field and trying to have a lengthy conversation to give Edwards as much time as he needs. He will slowly trot back to his post behind the plate. Edwards has already thrown the mask back on. Fist bump from Edwards and Smith. Mark's ready to go after taking that foul ball.
He's a warrior. I mean, he is always bringing the energy from the umpire side of things. You know, he'll bounce right back and shake it off.
I love it. 1-1. Fouled away. This one, thankfully, misses Edwards, but then on the ricochet comes back and taps him on the foot. That's okay. It's coming in pretty slow.
He's already trying to grab it. He forgot all about it. Not afraid of the baseball.
Yeah, I love Mark Anthony Edwards and the rest of the umpiring crew. I think it was Edwards who made the joke to me one time when we were here in Anchorage, and I went to check on the umpires' names as Payno awaits a 1-2. That one is bounced off the plate. Derek Smith slides to his right and stops that just to make sure Edwards doesn't get a piece of it.
Yeah.
And it's now 2-2. I said, hey, who are the umpires? And Edwards said, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Payno with a 2-2 count. Hansel into the windup. The pitch. Off the plate, 3-2. Josh stands out on the mound a bit with his big black cleats. Sends them into a windup motion and delivers a 3-2. Downstairs, Payno coaxes his second walk of the game.
Yeah, just been patient today. That's what I like about this 1-2 punch. You go Sunseri, always aggressive early in at bats, tries to attack the pitcher. And then you get Josh Payno, a guy that can kind of work it a little bit. Vergara seems to be a mix of the two of them.
That's a great point. Sunseri seems to almost always swing at the first pitch. He's swung at 2 first pitches already in this game. Payno's worked 2 walks, and you're right. Vergara, not scared to take a walk, not scared to work a count, gets a lot of 2-strike hits, but he can also ambush. We'll see what he does here. Swing and an ambush down the left field line. If it's fair, it's long gone. It is a foul ball. Vergara just hooked that thing left of the pole. That was close.
Yeah, it's tough. Knew it on the swing, he just missed it. Got that foot down a little bit early there.
And there's your answer, Trey. He's ambushing.
Yeah.
As that ball was hit way over the head of Nico Stanley, a right-handed pitcher who's warming up down the left field line for the Anchorage Bucs.
Thing was smacked, but
well on
Just a loud strike.
football field and the track over the left field wall, but yeah, it's just a strike, everybody. 1-0 Miners, top of the third. Runner on first, one out. Vergara circles the bat through the zone a few times, steadies it over his right shoulder and awaits an 0-1. Which is taken around the knees for strike two.
Yeah. You see the starting pitcher today, Josh Hansel, bring a lot of heat. Talked about that fastball already. It's good when he can beat hitters, but when they catch up, generates a lot of power.
Vergara now behind 0-2 and a pickoff of Josh Pano, who's back in safely. Pano's already tried to steal once in this game. He was gunned down by Derek Smith in the first inning. Fesperman holds on Pano at the first base bag. Hansel sets from the stretch in 0-2. Fouled away. Good cut again by Vergara. You can hear the wind blowing out to left, where Vergara just missed a home run. Hansel checks on Pano over his left shoulder. 0-2. Tipped in and out of the mid of Smith. Still 0-2. Really enjoy Mulcahy Stadium. Miners will only be here one more time this year. This is the 9th game between the Anchorage Bucs and the Matsu Miners, and the 5th one for Mulcahy Stadium. The Miners will play the Pilots here one more time, last game of the regular season. So far, 5-3 against the Bucs on the year, 2-2 against them at Mulcahy Stadium. In 0-2, runner goes, pitch taken down and away. Smith can't get the ball out of his glove. It's a stolen base for Josh Pano, who's now in scoring position.
Yeah, a little bit of a check swing there from Vergara. Might have made it difficult on Smith, but just kind of fumbled with it. And a brilliant jump again by Pano. Runner in scoring position. See if they can double this lead.
4th stolen base for Josh Pano. I love it. Not scared to go back to the well. Already been thrown out once, but he takes the bag here. 1-2 count on Vergara. The pitch yanked off the plate. Derek Smith stabs at that with his backhand and is able to keep it nearby. He's going to call time and go visit with Josh Hansel. And I think Hansel is a guy, Trey, that is a little bit easier to run on. He's a big 6'6" right-handed hurler. Takes a long time to get into his motion, even from the stretch. Get a good jump. Pano did there. The Miners have already stolen 2 bases off Hansel in this game. Jeopardy music plays over the PA speakers here. Brief meeting at the mound. Smith chugs back and sets up stock behind the plate. Anthony Edwards says play ball. Hansel will oblige. Into the set. 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball, belted to deep left field. Chad Bourne is back at the wall. That ball is long gone for Alex Vergara, who kept it fair this time. 3-0. Miners. Vergara with a bomb to left field.
Off of the light pole, Alex Vergara stood there and watched it soar.
I think that's what they call light tower power, if I'm not mistaken. Literally, off the light pole, well beyond the left field wall.
That ball was lambasted. It didn't come down for 10, 15 seconds. That's the longest home run of the season, no question.
3rd home run of the year for Alex Vergara, who picks up RBIs 23 and 24. And the Miners are on top 3-0. Alex Hellman now. Swinging a little pop down the right field line. That's a long run for Fesperman. And that one's into the first row of seats. Back onto the field to play a foul ball. Lambasted. I love it. That's exactly right. He had one early in the count.
We're going to have to...
Then he hit a long way foul. And that one was to the right of the American and Alaska flags, and certainly fair, certainly gone.
We're going to have to invent new words to describe the things that Alex Vergara did to that baseball.
Hansel back into the windup in 0-1. Off the plate outside, 1-1. Vergara has been on a tear. Had a 10-game hitting streak. He's got a 5-game hitting streak now. 1-1 pitch to Alex Hellman. Off the plate, 2-1. And Vergara just continues to hit.
What a rocket.
He's hit successfully in 15 of his last 16 games. 2-1, swing and a miss, fastball. Right on by, 2-2. Before that stretch, before that 10-game hitting streak, Trey, Vergara was hitting down below 150. Only had 1 extra base hit. Look at him now. 8 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs. Average climbing towards 300. 2-2. Line down the right field line. That one's hooking foul off the fence.
He has been the leader of this offense over the last 2 weeks. We've seen him get the advancement. Kind of found a nice home in that 3-roll.
And we knew what Vergara could do. But until he did it, you just didn't know. 2-2 pitch to Hellman as a breaking ball slapped out to third. Marinko's got it. His throw is low. Fesperman can't dig it out. E5 and another base runner for the Miners here in the third.
Yeah, that time Marinko to his left. You could see it was kind of mishandled. Got it in the heel of the glove. Had trouble getting it out of there. And a poor throw is the result. Another base runner.
Vergara showed he could do it. At Weatherford College, batted .315. Knocked in 39, 14 doubles, 12 home runs. This is a bit of a step up. In competition, though, the Alaska Baseball League, ball doesn't fly as much. Vergara doesn't care. Ken Hokuff, out of the third base dugout, meets with the entire infield on the mound and is going to leave Josh Hansel in this game. Mentioned a bit earlier, Nico Stanley warming up down the left field line has seen not 1 but 2 Vergara balls go sailing over his head. One of them foul, one of them fair.
Lipscomb's got a good one coming. Man.
Meeting over. Ken Hokuff back to his post near the third base dugout, not in it. Hanging out down along the turf. Third base coach Kyle Watson over to chat with the Bucs. Skip. Nick Cirelli will bat. Alex Hellman on first following an E5. Miners lead 3-0. 1 out here in the third. First pitch to Cirelli. Off the plate. Hansel starting to lose it a bit here in the third inning. He's trying to go to more change-ups, but he's not being able to locate. And he's leaving some over the heart of the plate, which Alex Vergara promptly took care of. 2 batters to go. Pickoff here of Hellman, who has a massive lead over at first base again. I mean, I can't state it enough. Tried to explain it the first time he was on. But if the cut of that turf is a good lead, Hellman has an amazing one, as he's a step and a half beyond that. Not going. Pitch is cut on and missed by Cirelli. And that's really, you love to see that from players like Hellman, taking advantage of his size. He's 6'5", he has long strides. He's able to dive back in one motion. Why not? Get that lead, take advantage. He's way out there again. Held on by Fesperman. Already stolen 1 base in this game. Not going. Pitch is cut on and missed. A back pick by Derek Smith. Not in time. Almost nabbed him. With a good throw by Derek Smith right there. But Hellman back in with a dive.
Oh, that's just a poor idea there, Robert. Thanks for joining the comments section.
Oh, you can watch on there, listen on here. Throw them both up at once.
You could.
Nick Cirelli in a 1-2 count. Runner on first. Pitches outside. 2-2. Hellman with a large secondary lead as well. Susceptible to the back pick that Smith tried to get him with.
It really stays on.
But if
Balls of his feet there.
Nick Cirelli hits a gap, Hellman could score with ease.
Oh, yeah.
Cirelli struck out looking his first time up. Miners up 3-0 in this game. Another pickoff of Hellman, who's back in with a dive. He really just has Hansel's move locked down. He can tell when he's coming. Hansel hasn't shown that he has a lightning quick move to first base. And Hellman able to get back. Hands on knees for Hellman, who takes his lead. 2-2. Up and away. Hansel getting wild here in the third. It was a first pitch line out by Casey Sunseri to center field. Lost Pano, walked him. A long home run for Alex Vergara. And Hellman's reached on an E5. Cirelli now has run the count full. Prime opportunity for Hellman to take off. Adds an extra half step to his lead. Not going. Pitch is cut on and missed. Cirelli strikes out for the second time. 2 outs now in the third.
Yeah, he has had Cirelli's numbers so far, working the outside half. It's a frustrated Nick Cirelli, and goes back to the off-speed stuff there. He's been one of the few batters that's seen primarily off-speed stuff today.
Third strikeout in the game for Josh Hansel. Steven Lancia will bat for the second time. Huge hole on the right side of the infield with second baseman Champagne shaded toward the bag. Pick off, Hellman caught leaning, and he is picked off this time. Hellman was going to go, but Josh Hansel able to pick him off first to end the inning. It's a 2-run bomb for Alex Vergara, who deposits one onto the football field over the left field wall. Miners 3, Bucs nothing. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Bottom of the third, Miners extend their lead on an Alex Vergara home run. 3-0, Matsu over the Bucs. Top of the order for Anchorage here in the third, Alex Champagne takes a strike at the letters. Champagne struck out swinging. Start the game offensively for Anchorage. Bats here to lead off the third. 0-1. Outside. As you can hear Mark Anthony Edwards clearly say, ball out. 1-1. Michael Yates was able to strand the bases loaded, get out of the second inning last time he was on the mound. 1-1. Swung on and slapped down the left field line. That one is out of play. 1-2.
You hope the long offensive inning doesn't hurt Michael Yates too much. He was rolling. Had his rhythm the first two. Hope he can keep it rolling into the third here.
Michael Yates, 27. Now make it 29 innings pitched. Spikes that one to Champagne. 2-2 the count. He's been a workhorse for the Miners. Probably the workhorse, you could argue, for Matsu. I believe he's logged the most innings this year, if I'm not mistaken. And he has. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball out to Manning. He calls off Michael Yates. He'll take it to the bag himself and step on it for out number 1.
Cade Manning has been comfortable at first base. Knew he would adjust to that role pretty well here, but hasn't been able to play it as much in the field. So good to see him make another nice play over there.
Chad Bourne will bat for the second time. He was retired on a ground out. Out to third. His first time up. First pitch to Bourne. Lashed out of play. The scoring so far for the Miners. A Jacob Steele infield single. Plated the first run. And Alex Vergara out of the park home run. Plated the next two.
I mean, parking lot shot for Vergara.
Yeah, if only the parking lot was that way. 0-1. Swung on. Sounded like a broken bat. Out to Pano. He's got it. Deep in the hole. Long throw. In time, 2 outs.
And that bat did not die, Hero. It is going to be broken there at the handle.
Yeah, you can see it splintered. Sounded like a broken bat. It was. 2 outs.
It's such a cringy sound. It's one of those that kind of makes your skin crawl a little bit.
Yeah, unless you're Michael Yates, and then you love it. Sounds music to his ears. As Michael Diaz bats now, with nobody on and 2 outs, takes down and in. Heck, for all we know on game days, Michael Yates with those AirPods in, that might be all he's listening
it's
to,
just
right?
Broken bats
the sound of broken bats on repeat.
Yep. Maybe strike 3 calls mixed in there.
1-0 pitch to Diaz, lifted out of play off to the left, 1-1. I don't know, but he locks in on game day. And if you're the Miners, you want him to keep doing that because whatever he's doing is working.
It's just screamo music all day. Dubstep.
1-1. Outside, 2-1. Hey, maybe Papa Yates has the answer.
He just has so much fun. You see him kind of working through it up there on the mound. Has so much personality as a pitcher, as a human. Showing it off today.
2-1 to Diaz. Down and in, 3-1. See, Deborah Watson's got the right idea.
Yep.
Get them both going at the same time. I love it. Ingenuity. That's what they call it, Trey. 3-1 pitch to Michael Diaz. Swung on and grounded. Out to second. Steele to his left. Fields it. Throws on the run. In time. It's 3 groundouts in the third inning for Michael Yates. To the bottom of the third. Miners 3, Bucs nothing. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts.
We resume here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 the Miners lead the Anchorage Bucs. As a fastball is going to miss inside by Michael Yates. He comes back out here for the 4th inning. And he will get set to face Mason Marinko, the third baseman. 1-0 the count now. As that fastball is going to miss away. Nico Stanley already in for the Anchorage Bucs, but Michael Yates has been stellar in this one. Allowed just 2 hits in 3 innings. So that one is swung on and is going to be cleanly hit into left field for a base hit. A nice start for Mason Marinko and Anchorage here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Punched it right through the 6th hole and early life. As the Bucs now try to mount a comeback down by 3. Yates went longer than any Miners starter has gone this year. In his last start. As that one is swung on and rolled foul. Garrett Anglum now with a hit in this game. Bats from the right side. Infield a double play depth now. Cade Manning holding on the runner at first. Everywhere else, playing him straight up here is the offset stance and the delivery. Is going to miss high now. 1-1 a fastball that time from Yates. Yates from the stretch now. That one is swung on and skied in the air. It'll drift behind home plate. And you heard it. Into the seats there. A rattler. Now 1-2. It will remain on Anglum.
Clean game played by the Miners so far. No errors defensively. No runs allowed either.
Miners could clinch a playoff spot with tonight's win. As that one is fouled off, it'll stick at 1-2. How about that, Howie? Already on July the 10th.
Yeah, could come as soon as today if the Miners win. Our friend Jonah, play-by-play broadcaster for the Peninsula Oilers, letting us know that the Chinooks and the Oilers play 5 more times. Oilers have 16 losses. Chinooks have 20. One of them guaranteed to have 21 losses, which means the Miners just need to get to win number 20, which is what they're trying to do this afternoon.
They got to 31 of them last year. As that one misses low, it'll be 2-2 now. Throwback off the glove of Yates, but just barely. As it bounces to his feet, he picks it back up and is now set to go on the mound. A 2-2 here to Garrett Anglum.
More games last year for the Miners, 44 of them.
Yep.
31-13.
Not even looking at his runner now. The curveball misses inside and off the glove of Lancia. It'll roll to the backstop. Mason Marinko will have a free 90 here as he jogs on down to second. A nasty curveball there. Looked like it was going to hit the hitter. Anglum for a moment. Bends back in. Lancia is unable to handle it. And now a runner in scoring position here with nobody out. And a 3-2 count for Garrett Anglum.
Miners could still get to the 30-win mark this year. However, they'd have to be winners of their last 11 games, counting this one.
3-2 swung on and hammered to center field. Coming on and making the catch there is going to be Carter Young. He returns to center field tonight. A nice play for out number 1. He keeps the runner at second base. A laser beam of a throw back in. And a well-hit ball there is out number 1. That'll bring up Dylan Fesperman now.
Makes it easy when all the Miners need to do is win
Yep.
to clinch the playoff spot. Almost all but certain at this point, but hey, till it's official,
Yep.
you never know. Chinooks and Oilers could win all their games.
Could come back, win the rest of them. Hopefully not a 12-game losing streak. I guess it would be closer to 13 or 14 as that one is fouled into the turf. Right behind home plate, it'll be 0-1. That would be monumental if they were to collapse. Some dark clouds creeping in from right field. Really just cloud cover all over. This cloudy Sunday matinee game.
Feels great, though.
Feels amazing. Got a nice little breeze coming in. The 0-1 now. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt, but it pulls the string on Fesperman. He goes nowhere. Stays in the box. Already set to go.
Yates' changeup has really improved as the season went on. That was another good one to Fesperman. Not scared to bury it on righties. Pulled that one away from Fesperman, who was fooled.
See what he goes to here now. 0-2 on the first baseman. Swing and a miss. He goes fastball. Gets him down low. Out number 2 here in a big one. That runner in scoring position. It'll be Cody Greyback. Coming up now.
That's pitching right there, Trey. He threw the changeup the pitch before in the same spot, dove away from the bat of Fesperman. Right there, he paints one down and away. Fesperman no chance as he went to the fastball way late. And strikeout number 3 for Yates.
Yeah, what a nice pitch there from Michael Yates. It is out number 2. With a runner on second that's being held on by Josh Pano. A fastball on the outside corner is strike number 1 to the hitter Greyback. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Goes down 0-1 here. The windup, the curveball is in there for strike 2. Really nice work to get up here on Greyback, trying to finish off the 4th inning. 1 hit. And off the bat of Mason Marinko. He stands at second base. The 0-2 now. Fastball misses away. It'll be 1-2. Wind begins to pick up a bit here out to left. The 1-2 curveball curves right back into the zone. And that is called strike 3. Michael Yates thought it was only out number 2. He does a 360 spin, but he's going to spin right off the field. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Miners lead it 3-0 as we head to the 5th inning. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. Top of the 5th now, Alex Vergara set to lead it off here for the Miners. 3-0 Matsus. Alex Vergara sends this one high in the air, again to left field, again deep to the track, and a catch is going to be made there. Just missed it again for Alex Vergara, as that one is sent to Land's End. But an out, as a nice play by Chad Bourne to back up and make the catch. 1 away here. Similar swing, got a little bit under it though, as Nico Stanley is able to retire him for out number 1. Now Alex Hellman will stand in for his third at bat of the night. First pitch, curveball misses away, now 1-0.
Just a little bit under it. And send it skywards up to where the planes fly. Over Mulcahy Stadium with the airport nearby.
As that one is swung on and lifted in the air to left field again. High in the air again, but this one mid, we'll say shallow left field. There's Chad Bourne's going to come on and make the catch for out number 2. Bourne is getting exercise in here in these middle innings. But 2 flyouts, and now 2 up, 2 down for the Miners. And Nick Cirelli will stand in.
And you hear the planes flying by. But one fateful night, nearly 20 years ago.
As that one is swung on a miss by Cirelli, 0-1.
A bush plane, came down near, or actually on top of that left field fence where Alex Vergara sent his home run.
Yep.
A plane crash on Mulcahy Stadium during an Alaska Baseball League game. A contest between the Anchorage Bucs and the Gold Panthers of Fairbanks. It was 7-0 Panthers, third inning. Bucs were in the field. Time was called by the home plate umpire as the plane descended and ultimately crashed in between the baseball field and the football stadium over the left field wall, which hosted a soccer game at the time.
0-2 is going to miss low now, 1-2 on the changeup there.
Luckily, everyone in the plane was all right. 4 passengers suffered injuries. Everybody made it out alive. Nobody on either field was hurt. And the baseball game resumed 45 minutes later. That's how we do it in the Alaska Baseball League.
Yep. Just brush it off and keep going. The 1-2 swung on and poked down the line. It'll drift foul and out of play.
Gold Panthers went on to win that game 10-2, and probably the most amazing part of the story, Trey, the game resumed 45 minutes later. The first pitch to the batter, Culpepper, for the Gold Panthers was deposited a ground rule double right where the plane just crashed.
I was going to say, I think there was a ball hit down that way, Howie. 1-2 in the dirt now. It'll be 2-2 as that fastball misses at the feet of Nick Cirelli, the left-handed hitter.
Can't even imagine what the players were thinking on either field. The soccer game going on, the baseball game going on. Of course, everybody immediately rushed over to check on the health of everybody involved in the crash. A small fire was started.
Probably an amazing view of the game just prior to the crash for those in the plane as the 2-2 is poked down the left field line. It's looping foul. It is looping towards the seats. And another one into the bleachers. 2-2. It stays on Cirelli.
And, of course, have to commend Brian Mason, who was flying that plane.
Yep.
Although the crash ultimately deemed negligence and his responsibility, the fact that he was able to land that plane safely without injuring anyone on either field of play and getting out with minor injuries for all the passengers, that's pretty good work.
It's amazing.
For Brian Mason, who left with an empty right fuel tank. Never switched over to his left fuel tank.
2-2, swing and a miss. Well, we'll pick it up in the bottom of the 5th as Nick Cirelli is struck out there to end the inning. The Miners go down in order here, a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. But they lead it 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is Matsu Miners Baseball, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Bottom of the fifth now, Michael Yates. It has been his game tonight, Howie, as he continues here. No runs allowed on just 3 hits, and Derek Smith, the catcher, will stand in to face him to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. We were talking about it there to close out the top half of the inning. The plane crash that so famously happened here at Mulcahy Field, as that one is skied in the air. Shallow center field. Carter Young coming on. He's going to call off Josh Pano. And the left fielder, Alex Hellman, as well. He reaches up and makes a routine catch for out number 1. As quickly here, Michael Yates gets the first out of the inning on a fastball. 1 pitch, 1 out. And now, as we move through the lineup, get another chance, the second of the game, to see Dom Chacon.
It was a crazy sight nearly 20 years ago.
First pitch curveball, called strike 1.
And it was all caught on camera. You can watch it on YouTube. Just search up Mulcahy Stadium plane crash after the game, of course. As Panner Vision, the Gold Panners broadcast crew, was out in full effect.
0-1, swung on, roped, really chopped down the first base line. A foul ball as it scuffs past the Miners' dugout.
They were calling the game, just like we are today. Play-by-play broadcaster called the crash a crazy landing as the plane struck down the left field line. I don't know what Trey and I would say if that happened during one of these games.
Says that Alex Vergara's home run ball out there?
Yeah, I don't know. But hopefully, of course, that never happens again, and glad everyone was all right in the end.
Well, how about, just the placement of the crashes. That one's going to miss low and away. It'll be 1-2 now on Chacon. Tried the fastball again there. Just beyond that outfield wall and onto the football field. So 1-2 is a dandy, but it's going to miss just a bit away. Now 2-2, the curveball there.
Perfect placement by the pilot, who saw 4 fields from the sky when he realized he was out of fuel and was going to have to come down this big stadium complex, and then realized all the fields were occupied.
Yeah.
Had to make something happen quick.
As that one skipped in the dirt now. 3-2 it'll run.
And landed in between a soccer game and a baseball game. Not hurting anyone on the ground. Really good work. Passengers out with some bumps and bruises.
3-2, swung on and rolled foul again. Past the Miners' dugout.
Soccer game over the left field wall did not continue, by the way. They just called it. But in the Alaska Baseball League, plane crash, no plane crash.
Not a problem.
This is Alaska. We're finishing the baseball game, which they did. And a win for the Gold Panners against the Bucs, who are no longer in the Alaska Baseball League.
Yeah, couldn't have been a good feeling to see games going on your emergency landing spot. That one is poked at. It is going to be looped into the seats, this time down the left field line. It'll remain 3-2.
Yeah, no retry button. Not a video game. You get one chance to crash land the plane. Better do it correctly.
Got Harold and Kerry Weems listening from Farmington, Missouri. Welcome in. Check swing on the 3-2 is a good decision that time by Dom Chacon as he holds off, and that one misses away. It'll be ball number 4 and a 1-out walk here. From Michael Yates back to the top of the lineup. We will go for Alex Champagne. Champagne, a strikeout and a groundout in this one.
Yates, another start that'll play just fine. Trying to work through 5 innings. Hasn't allowed a run yet. Scattered around a few base runners.
As that one is drilled past his second baseman, Steele into right field on the ground. A diving effort there is not enough. As Chacon is going to round second, he is going to try for third, and he is going to be thrown out. What a beauty from the right fielder, Alex Vergara.
A cannon from Alex Vergara, who's doing it all in this game. That ball was hit sharply. He came in, charged it, fired a strike to Casey Sunseri at the third base bag in plenty of time to nab Dom Chacon. 9-5 for out number 2.
Vergara is doing it all as he has the monster bomb in this game and now the monster throw as well. Put out at third base, 2 outs and a runner on second. As Champagne will end up standing in scoring position. And now Chad Bourne. First pitch, curveball is going to miss away in the dirt. Backhanded and blocked up by Steven Lancia.
That's an excellent job by Alex Vergara. We saw a good play by Josh Pano early in the game to back up Casey Sunseri. You're moving every play, every defender moving on every ball hit. Vergara came streaking in. Tom Chacon tested his arm, and he passed the test.
Yeah. Flying colors. There's the 1-0 now. Curveball, that one's going to be in there. Nice one on the righty Bourne, now 1-1.
It's a huge second out in this fifth inning. Instead of first and third and 1 out, just a runner on second and 2 outs.
Might have been second and third even. With 1 out, there's the 1-1 now. Another curveball there. That one's going to miss away. Skipped up in the dirt again. 2-1. Alex Vergara. Seen him moved around the outfield. Throughout the season, he's played each of the 3 positions. Keep him in right all day. Throws like that. There's a 2-1 now for Michael Yates. Swung on another broken bat. That one's rolled just beyond the third base bag. A long throw for Sunseri on the run is a good one. And Casey Sunseri with a highlight of his own. 2 web gems in the inning. Michael Yates is skipping off the field with no score as the Bucs strand another 3-0 Miners. We head to the 6th inning. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. Steven Lancia steps in to lead off the 6th inning. It is Miners 3 and Bucs nothing. Some defensive web gems to close out the bottom of the 5th inning. As Nico Stanley will remain on the mound here to face Lancia. His first pitch, a spinner that ends up in the dirt, 1-0. It'll run on the catcher. From the windup, the 1-0 now. Fastball misses away, 2-0. Here on Steven.
That was an awesome play by Casey Sunseri to end the inning. A slow, broken bat roller out to third off the bat of Chad Bourne, who's a fast runner. Sunseri charged it and threw on the run in time to get Bourne for out number 3.
The 2-0 now. Fastball, outside corner. It is going to be called strike 1. A nice pitch there as it had some break towards the outside. Now 2-1. Here on Lancia from the windup, Stanley again. That one is going to miss just a bit inside. 3-1.
More baseball going on, of course, right in front of us, but also in the field beyond the center field wall. It's happened every time we've been at Mulcahy Stadium. Legion game going on out there.
The wind in the 3-1 now is swung on and popped up. Right side, shallow. In the outfield is Alex Champagne, about 10 steps back, as the second baseman will reach up and catch it for out number 2. Out number 1. He's on it over there. I love it. Now 1 out for Carter Young, and we saw him standing a little bit earlier here, Howie. What does Carter need to do to continue to try to bust out of this slump here? Is the first pitch is a curveball that's going to miss high.
Carter Young has been struggling as of late, but I like what he's done in this game. He's walked 2 times. Got to see some more pitches and try to catch up to the fastball. He's been late on the heaters.
As that one's going to miss low. Curveball there. We'll make it 2-0 here on Young.
Nico Stanley has settled in nicely after he allowed 3 of his first 4 base runners to reach. He's retired 6 in a row.
So that one is fouled off the hands. It'll drift into the net now, 2-1.
Maybe even for Young, you see right here, 2-1 count. Mason Marinko, third baseman, way back off the bag. If Young could place a bunt past Stanley, it would be a hit all day. Sometimes it's something like that to get you out of a slump.
Yep. He's speedy. And as a lefty, he could drag it. As the 2-1 now is another fastball it's going to miss away. 3-1. Letter high, but outside of the zone. And it's good to see Carter Young continue to stay patient in these at-bats. Not try to jump on anything. It's not his pitch. 3-1 swung on. That one is going to be fouled out of play. Now 3-2. It'll run full here on Young. Carter back in center field tonight. As we see Alex Hellman move back over to left. He had the start in center yesterday. Do you think this is the ideal outfield defensively? As the 3-2 is going to miss low. Carter Young, 3 walks today. He is finding a way to get on base, if nothing else. And now with 1 out, 1 on for Jacob Steele.
Now 19 walks on the season for Carter Young, second most on the team, only trailing Nick Cirelli. And to answer your question, Trey, I do think that this is the ideal outfield. You now have Casey Sunseri playing a consistent third base and a good one. Carter Young with his range in center, Vergara with his arm in right, and Hellman's looked just fine on defense through his first few games.
Jacob Steele's going to take a fastball that crosses over the outer half, 0-1. That fastball on the outside has been working here for Nico Stanley in the 6th inning.
I think it allows you when Blake Avila is finally back and healthy. We saw him pinch hit yesterday, so he's getting closer, but probably can't play the field.
His runner goes for second, swing and a miss there. And a nice protection swing from Jacob Steele. Derek Smith unable to get the throw off, and now Carter Young with his first stolen base of the ball game here. We'll put a runner on second base with 1 out and a meeting between Derek Smith and the pitcher Stanley.
3 stolen bases in the game now for the Miners on 4 tries. Point I was going to make about Blake Avila is he can move into a primarily DH role. I think that's a good spot for him. He plays good outfield and a nice first base as well, but probably upgraded just a bit defensively with this look and have Blake Avila focus on that bat, which he's so good at using.
Oh, man. Time called here by Steele. He is down 0-2 with a runner on second base now and 1 out.
Love this aggressiveness by the Miners. I, for one, wish that they would bring this more into the games against the Glacier Pilots. Pilots are running all over the place, getting extra bases. Miners could do some more running.
They have seen an increase in it today. You said 4 attempts, 3 steals.
Thomas McCaffrey, though, cannon behind the plate. Got to be careful.
He is great as that 0-2 is going to miss away. Backhanded there by Derek Smith. Just got enough on it to keep it in front of him and keep that runner at second base. Now 1-2 the count.
But you really like where you're at speed-wise for the Miners. You have Sunseri, Payno, Carter Young, and Alex Hellman, who can all steal bases at a high rate.
Now the 1-2 is swung on and roped into right field, through for a base hit. Carter Young is going to get the stop sign at third, has a strong throw in, and a correct decision there from the third base coach Kyle Watson to keep the runner just 90 feet away as Jacob Steele. The base hit here, runners at the corners, and 1 out for Cade Manning.
Something we don't talk about enough, how important the position of third base coach is. I think something that is often forgotten by the fans watching at home. But I love what Kyle Watson does at third base. If you watched him there, he was waving his arm around the entire time until he wasn't. He wants Young coming as hard as he can until he wants him to stop. Then he throws up the stop sign and allows Young to stop at third base. But I like that. Keep the player running full speed. They think they're going until they're not.
It's a lot easier to stop than it is to get restarted. But a good decision. First and third now, and Cade Manning, the lefty, will stand in. He has a hit in this game. 1 for 2 on the night. Already a 3-0 lead for the Miners. Love to get one more here in the 6th inning. The first pitch, as he squares around a bunt, pulls it back, a fastball, misses away. Corners come in there. Really Mason Marinko, the third baseman, more than Fesperman at first. But it'll be 1-0 here on Manning as he pulls it back.
Prime opportunity for a safety squeeze here for the Miners with a lefty up there and a fast runner at third base.
I know you're one for a safety squeeze here, Howie. Let's see if we can get it. Cade Manning squares around again. He's going to pull it back yet again. And a replay of the first pitch. A fastball that misses away. Now 2-0.
And look at how much pressure this puts on the Bucs defense. Dylan Fesperman is trying to hold on Jacob Steele, but now he's having to come up off the bag. Stanley suddenly having trouble finding the strike zone. Pulled 2 pitches way off the plate. He's scared to bring it in there and have Manning lay it down for the RBI.
Now the 2-0. Manning squares around and pops up this bunt. It's caught by the catcher Derek Smith almost immediately, and the runners are going to have to stick it out at the corners. Now 2 outs, and a big one there for Anchorage.
Works really well if you can get it down, but if you pop it straight up like that, catch it with the backspin, automatic out.
Almost indefensible when done right, but you can't do much with it. In that situation, as Sinceri will be asked to pick him up here. Now 2 outs and time called, this time by Nico Stanley.
But I like it still, like the approach.
Yep.
Manning tried to get it down, got wood on it, stabbed at it maybe just a bit, got his barrel underneath it, popped it up.
Hard to execute there as Steele jumps around at first. The first pitch to Sinceri, swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup upstairs, now 0-1. As the corners will remain in. Infield still at double play depth here, even with 2 outs.
No action in either pen right now. It's Yates versus Stanley.
The 0-1. That one misses well outside as Derek Smith has to almost lay out to keep it in front of him that time. A nice play to keep the runners where they stand, and 1-1.
Derek Smith has been a wizard behind the plate in this game. He's just teleporting
all
all
over.
over the place. And somehow hasn't let anything by. No wild pitches, no pass balls in this game for the Bucs, which is remarkable.
Really been exceptional to that backhand side. We see it again there. And now the 1-1 to the righty Sinceri. Swung on and off the hands. It'll be fouled into the net. 1-2.
Smith has been all over that turf circle. Backhand, forehand. Trying to make sure Mark Anthony Edwards doesn't take any more balls off himself.
Already seen one in this game. That's one too many for the home plate umpire. The 1-2 here again. Swung on and softly poked. Out past the second baseman. Champagne into right field. Carter Young is going to come home to score. 2-out hitting is the name of the game. And Matsu, Casey Sinceri has driven home another run. Now 4-0 Miners. 2-out base hit. Brings home Carter Young here in the 6th.
The classic 2-out approach by Casey Sinceri, who serves the ball to the right side. Past Alex Champagne. Didn't try to do too much, but did enough. Got it through the infield. RBI for Sinceri, number 16, as Carter Young scores for the 17th time.
And Jacob Steele, running on contact, is able to round second base and head to third. Now runners on the corners again for Josh Pano. Still 2 outs. The first pitch, a fastball, called strike 1 on the inside corner.
Sinceri's so good at doing that. He can pull his hands in and shoot some gaps and down the left field line, but he's at his best when he's taking the ball the other way.
Had a lot of space there as the middle infield still pinched towards the bag. Big hole. Out past second again here. The 0-1 swung on and lifted high in the air. It'll loop foul into the seats. 0-2 on Josh Pano.
It's worked out great for Casey Sinceri, who has a team-leading 38 hits this year. Folks, we're in game 30. hit a game. That'll play.
Jaw-dropping to this point. Hall of Fame. If he keeps that up. Now the 0-2. Swung on and roped back up the middle. A diving effort by Champagne. He is going to flip it onto Greyback at short. What a play to close out the top of the 6th inning. But the Miners played home a run off the bat of Casey Sinceri as they extend this lead now 4-0. We will head to the bottom half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Mat-Su Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. We pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-0 Miners. Casey Sinceri tacks on a run for Mat-Su as Michael Yates will continue. The first pitch is swung on. It is roped foul down the line as it'll be 0-1 here on Michael Diaz. Michael Yates has been excellent today. He has allowed just 4 hits, no runs, as his 0-1. Dazzling curveball that bends in. Another outside corner called strike here. And now 0-2. Howie, I think Michael, at this point, can be considered the Miners' ace. As the 0-2 is swung on and roped foul down the right field line this time. One hops into the seats. It'll remain 0-2 on Diaz. But would you start him in game number 1 of a playoff series if that were the case?
It's really hard to argue with Michael Yates' results, who's went 5 innings, at least in his last 4 starts.
0-2 swung on and popped out of play again here.
He went 7 innings his last time, 6 the outing before that, 5 in the previous 2. He's already through 5 in this one. His ERA is down under 2 at this point. I just think Yates is a really good Game 3 potentially starter in the playoffs. Tell you why.
0-2, curveball misses inside now. 1-2.
Top of the World playoffs will start August 1st. If the Miners win this game, they will be playing August 1st, a guarantee. And it's a best-of-3 series, so could have 2 games in the opening series, could have 3.
As that one curveball is right there, but it's a bit away.
And I think
2-2 now.
I think it sets up perfectly to have Yates slated as your Game 3 starter. Let Tillery and Chandler David or maybe Rhett McCafferty go in games 1 and 2, and you get Yates' edge if you have to play that Game 3.
That one is swung on and drilled foul again here. What a battle with 2 strikes for Michael Diaz.
And then if you have the sweep in the opening series, you get Yates Game 1 in the championship series. So I think it would line up perfectly to set up Michael Yates to go in your 3rd playoff game.
As he gets set to deliver another 2-2. Fastball this time, chopped foul again here. What an at-bat for Michael Diaz.
Of course, that's in a perfect world, and we don't live in one. So as soon as you're back hits against the wall, things might start going out the window.
Yeah.
Say you lose game 1 of the opening playoff series, then all bets are off. You got to turn to some of your best arms.
2-2, swing and a miss. Michael Yates with his best stuff today, as that one is strikeout number 4 here of the afternoon, making number 5. As the 4th swinging and the first out in the bottom of the 6th inning, gives a little face over at his dugout. He is having fun with it out here today, Howie.
And Trey, how do you feel about in playoff series? Of course, mentioned top of the World Series, best of 3 format, a semifinal and a championship series of a guy. Say you do throw Michael Yates in game 1 of that first round. As Marinko pops that one up and out of play. What about having your starters ready to come out of the pen if things hit the fan? Say Yates isn't ready to make another start, but you're in a close game. Do you like bringing in some of your best arms, even if it's in unconventional spots?
0-1 now is going to be called strike 2. A nice one. I want to say a 2-seam there on the outside corner. You know, I think it's kind of what you have to do, especially in a 3-game series. All dogs go. Have anybody ready, anybody hot, anybody available. You know, as long as they're physically willing. That one is swung on and missed. A fastball down low. Michael Yates giving the tongue over to his first base dugout as he is rolling through the bottom of the 6th. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Now 6 on the night. And with 2 on and nobody out, Garrett Anglin, the center fielder, will stand in. 5 swinging strikeouts. He has had the fan at full capacity here today.
Silent but deadly. That's what Yates said he was going to be. And he's being it right now on a Sunday afternoon.
Gave him the Conor McGregor walk off the mound. As that curveball is going to miss low. Now 1-0.
You know, he can impersonate that guy pretty well.
He can. We saw it at the talent show. We'll call it that. Karaoke night down in Kenai.
A multi-talented man, Michael Yates.
1-0 swung on and roped into left field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Got that one off the inside of the hands, but got enough of it to send it over Sinceri's head into left. 2-out base hit for Garrett Anglin. And now Dylan Fesperman.
And you love to see this outing from Michael Yates. He's getting better as the outing goes on. He's starting to pick up more strikeouts. He stays locked in. You don't want to throw 5 innings of shutout baseball away with a rotten 6th or 7th inning.
And more soft contact again there. First pitch swung on and drilled into center field. Carter Young is going back on this one. He is going to have to go back and watch it soar over his head. On one hop, he fields it at the warning track. As the runner, this time Garrett Anglin is going to round third. He is going to come home to score all the way from first base. As Dylan Fesperman gets into one there. And a 2-out double has brought home the Bucs' first run of the game. Now 4-1 your score here in the bottom of the 6th.
Some of the only loud contact allowed in this game by Michael Yates. I think you were getting ready to mention the point. Yates has scattered around a few singles.
Yep.
Most of them not hit very hard at all. That ball was squared up by Fesperman, but that's what you love to see against the Oilers through a lot of off-speed and do similar contact. Here, outing looks just fine still. 1 run over almost 6 innings.
You can live with it. All of this coming with 2 outs now after back-to-back strikeouts to lead off the inning, a single and a double and a run. Runner remains on second base. It'll be Cody Greyback now, who takes the ball low and away to start at 1-0. Pano, the shortstop, holding on the runner at second. As the 1-0 is a fastball that hits the outside corner, now 1-1. I think I'm going Michael Yates game 1, no question. He's been a steady, dominant starter throughout the season. I think you want to set the tone in that series. Really try to hunt down that game 1 win. Give me Yates on the mound, but I get your strategy as well. As the 1-1 is swung on and chopped. Left side of the infield, charging it is Sinceri, the third baseman. He throws on the run, and a beautiful scoop by Cade Manning at first base is enough to retire the Bucs here in the 6th. They get a run off the bat of Dylan Fesperman, a double. Michael Yates frustrated about it, but he has had a beautiful outing here in Anchorage as his team leads at 4-1. We go to the 7th, Miners Baseball on YouTube. Time now to start the 7th inning. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts. Alex Vergara has had quite the game as I turn it over to Howie to give you the rest of these 3 innings here in Anchorage.
Thanks so much, Trey. As the first pitch to Alex Vergara bounces up there through the wickets of Derek Smith, not through the wickets of Mark Anthony Edwards, who is down in a heap right now. I think that was a cup check, potentially for Mark Anthony Edwards, as head coach Tyler LeBrun is out, trainer out from the Bucs dugout. Edwards trying to sit up. Brad Polk, first base umpire, along with the third base umpire, over to check on Edwards as well, who is down in a heap behind home plate, being stretched out right now by the Bucs trainer.
This is not a pretty sight, Howie, as Mark Anthony Edwards fell to his back immediately and started stretching it out. His fellow umpires' jaw dropped here.
We're in the top of the 7th inning. It's the Miners 4 and the Bucs 1, as the Miners need 9 outs to officially write their name into the 2022 Alaska Baseball League playoffs. Edwards still lying on his back on the tee of the AT&T logo that is right behind home plate here at Mulcahy Stadium. He's up. He's talking.
Got a cup of water now.
As it's a 3-umpire crew in this one. And hopefully, as he's having a laugh with his third base umpire, hopefully it just hit him in a spot you don't want to be hit, and he'll be all right here momentarily. Meeting on the mound between first baseman Dylan Fesperman and the battery unit for the Bucs, which consists of Nico Stanley and Derek Smith. Nico Stanley pitching into his 4th consecutive inning, took over for Josh Hansel, who went 3 innings and allowed 3 runs to the Miners. Michael Yates, the Miners starter, has made it through 6 innings, gave up his first run in the bottom of the 6th a moment ago. A double by Dylan Fesperman. The Miners have scored on a Jacob Steele single, a 2-run blast by Alex Vergara, and an RBI knock from Casey Sunseri. 4-1, sitting up now is Mark Anthony Edwards, as water is passed around to all of the umpiring crew. It was a ball from Nico Stanley that missed low, went through the wickets of Derek Smith and off of the home plate umpire Mark Anthony Edwards, that has caused this slight delay in action in the 7th inning.
As the umpires in this league, how we've had some unfortunate luck over the last couple weeks.
Saw down in Kenai, Paul Craddock take a ball off his head and neck area, went into concussion protocol, and was removed from the game. So that went to a 2-umpire crew game. I believe Mark Anthony Edwards will be able to continue on in this one after he gathers his bearings. But yeah, it's tough. You're behind the plate, you're right there with the catcher, and you have an opportunity to be in the line of fire, which Edwards has been in now a couple of times in this game. Looks like somebody warming up down the left field line for the Anchorage Bucs. Don't want to get my 8s and 9s mixed up again, which I've been known to do with these white Bucs jerseys.
As Edwards is up here, he is back to his feet. Good to see it. Getting an ovation from this crowd.
But it looks like a 9, maybe. I don't know. It's the 9s and 8s, I tell you, on these Bucs jerseys, Trey.
Yeah.
Look almost identical from that far away, but it is a 9 we are hearing. So it's Chandler Brooks who's warming up down the left field line for the Bucs. Ryan Delgado wears 1-8, and tough to see all the way down there as Mark Anthony Edwards is up and trying to stretch it out. Ken Hocuff, the Bucs coach, chatting with third base coach for the Miners, Kyle Watson. Alex Vergara taking a few slow practice swings over their way. First base dugout looks fairly sedated down there. Alex Hellman, Blake Avila, Andrew Tillery.
Is Edwards going to give it a jog here? He's getting it stretched out. I like it, really. Nice job here done by this athletic training crew to help him get back and stretched out and jump back into this game. As we saw last week, as you mentioned, Howie, umpire crew went from 3-2 on us. Don't think we're going to have the same here today. As Tarek Smith even checking on him.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate bounce on that ball that skipped up off the turf. As now Nico Stanley is going to be allowed to have a few warm-up tosses after probably a 5 or 6 minute delay. So he's trying to get his arm back and stretched out. Umpire crew will allow him to do so. The right thing to do, of course. And eventually, it will be Stanley versus Vergara in the top of the 7th in a 4-1 game. The Miners lead. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Miners. No errors so far. They've left 7 men aboard. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base so far for the Bucs. The totals through 6 innings. It's been a fun game on a Sunday. Can't complain.
It's been a good one. Been smooth, been clean baseball again today from the Miners. Something we were hoping we saw this week. A little bit more consistency in that department. They've been awesome. And just a win is all they need to clinch the playoffs.
Mark Anthony Edwards has his helmet back on. He whips the mask up over it, gives a fist bump to Derek Smith. Looks like he's ready to go. Smith will throw his mask back on. Alex Vergara will tap on his right toe. Have a chat with Mark Anthony Edwards, who signals play ball. The count is 1-0 on Alex Vergara. Everybody's ready to go, including Nico Stanley, who's into the windup and brings it. Swinging a high fly ball, belted down the left field line again. This one is hooking, though, and it's another long, loud strike for Alex Vergara, who's had now 2 of those, and 1 that was not a long, loud strike. It was a long, loud home run.
Well, hey, I mean, the last time we saw a foul ball like that, just a couple pitches later was that home run, and maybe he's gearing up for another one here. We saw a long fly ball in the at-bat between.
Wind still blowing out that way. 1-1. Swinging a ground ball out to third. Tricky hop from Marinko, who has it. His throw across is in time to nail Vergara for out number 1. Mostly
nice
cloudy skies here in Anchorage. And yeah, nice play by Mason Marinko.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Howie. Really nice play. Is he kind of had to take a back step on it, a weird in-between hop, and, a dangerous angle. He opened up his glove side and didn't really back it up with his body at all, but trusts in that glove and makes a nice play.
Alex Hellman bats now. Right on right. Pitch from Stanley. Off the plate. 1-0. Hellman, navy blue batting gloves. 6'5". He stands in the right-handed batter's box. Holds the bat close to his right shoulder. Waves it up and down a bit. And awaits a 1-0. Called strike over the outside corner. Hellman in this game has reached base 2 times. Once he was hit, and he reached on an E5 as well. He scored a run in this game. He's stolen a base and been picked off. Busy day for Hellman. 1-1. Fouled straight back. Hellman with a bit of a coiled stance in the right-handed batter's box. As you can see him try to rear back and generate that power. Big right-handed hitter. Will choke on the bat about a 1/4 inch. Curly hair flies out of his helmet. 1-2 pitch from Stanley. Way outside, 2-2. How about Nico Stanley? He is the long relief man for the Bucs.
Yeah.
Seen him go 5 innings against the Miners already this year in relief. Trying to work through his 4th inning in this game.
Yeah, they've really called on him here.
2-2. Swing and a ground ball hit softly out to second. Champagne has it. Throws on to first to nab Hellman for out number 2.
It's so tough, Howie, in a situation like that when you know kind of what you have to do. Have to go out there and you have to be good early on. These situations is that you can't be that guy that gets lit up and can only stay in for an inning. You have to stick it out for the long haul. So finding a way to extend these appearances has been Nico Stanley's brand, and a good one for him.
Trey Triolo has grabbed a bat off the bench. He's going to pinch hit here for Nick Cirelli. Interesting move.
Yeah.
On Sunday, Nick Cirelli, the DH. Hopefully everything is all right with him.
Yeah, I know it.
Searching down the first base dugout. Don't see him anywhere. I'm sure he's down there. He's probably all right. So Trey Triolo will get an at-bat in this game. Triolo, 7 for his first 42. At the plate for the Miners, he scored 6 runs. He's knocked in 4. University of the Incarnate Word for Triolo. Pitch from Stanley. Up and away. Triolo trying to find his groove. In Miners uniform. Off and on playing time for Trey. Good defense out in left field. 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0.
Yeah, he's been a fun player to watch. And like you said, hasn't gotten to start quite as consistently, but he's taken advantage of it here recently.
2-0 pitch to Trey Triolo. Nearly hit him. He darts back out of the way of that. 3-0. Triolo was riding a 4-game hitting streak before yesterday's doubleheader. 3-0 pitch to Trey. High ball 4. Triolo comes in and works a 2-out walk.
Does that well. And I compared him to Nick Markakis the other day. I think that's what I'm going to stick with. He works counts, gets on base a lot. Doesn't necessarily kill the ball every time, but hits it squarely and hits it well. That time, finds a way to get on base via the walk, like we saw him do a few times the other night.
Waits Nico Stanley out, draws his 5th walk of the season. Steven Lancia bats now, 0 for 3. So far, pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, hit deep to left field. Out towards the flags. Steven Lancia has launched a baseball onto the football field. And the Miners now lead 6-1.
This is becoming a home run derby for these Miners in Mulcahy Field. We've seen a lot of them this week. Steven Lancia joins the club. And that ball was launched as well. Blake Avila, I love it here. Giving him the 1-2 celebration waiting on him at home plate. They're having some fun down there this afternoon, Howie. And they inch even closer to this playoff spot.
Big home run that breaks the game open for Steven Lancia. A majestic drive to deep left field. Miners taking advantage of the wind that's blowing out that way today. 2 home runs over there. 2 2-run blasts. 1 from Vergara. Now 1 from Lancia. And a 6-1 game. Carter Young swings at the first pitch and pops it into shallow left. That's going to hang up for Chad Bourne, who's on to catch it to retire the side. It's a 2-out bomb off the bat of Steven Lancia, and it's time to stretch it out on Sunday from Mulcahy Stadium. Miners 6, Bucs 1. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Bottom of the 7th, Miners lead the Bucs 6-1. Steven Lancia just extended their lead with a 2-run homer. Owen Lesh into the game for the Miners, and he skips the first pitch up there to Derek Smith. Lesh takes over for Michael Yates. Brilliant again. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, walked 1, hit 1, struck out 6. As Lesh pumps over high to Derek Smith, 2-0.
I think this could be an easy 1-2 in the playoffs here. Talk about how they're going to work in these arms. We've seen Lech start a little bit. Probably won't get his start in the playoffs, but would love to see him follow up a start like that.
Soft ground ball hit out to Pano. He charges, patented throw on the run, on the money to nab Derek Smith for out number 1.
Yeah, and a little bit of a stretch there by Manning, but nothing to worry about too much here. You've just become so accustomed to trusting in this Miners infield, trusting in Josh Pano.
First appearance for Owen Lesh in over a week. Last time we saw him was a start down on the peninsula on July 2nd. Lesh, beautiful numbers for the Miners as he works to Dom Chacon, who barely got a piece of that. 0-1. Lesh in his 9th appearance. He's made a couple of starts for the Miners. He's only allowed 9 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 doubles, 15 walks, 13 strikeouts. Over 20 innings now for Lesh, as that one is off the plate to the left-hander Chacon. ERA for Owen, 0.92. He's also picked up a couple wins. He's 2-0.
He has been lights out. Seen him struggle really just 1 inning all season, and around that he has been untouchable.
1-1 to Chacon. Stays downstairs, 2-1. Michael Yates in line for his 4th win. If the Miners can hold this lead. 2-1 pitch to Chacon. 3-1. Lesh recently has looked more human. His numbers are still great, but he's had some command issues the last couple of times he's been on the hill. 3-1 left on left. And that one came in, nearly clipped Chacon. Inside for ball 4, a 1-out walk.
I think that's where it begins. Really for any pitcher, not just Owen Lesh. I mean, walks are killer, especially to guys like that. Had his number throughout the year, and it's not the end of the world. You already have 1 out. I think Owen Lesh does a really nice job of establishing, and setting the tone of each inning he pitches in, but walks are killer.
Left on left again, Alex Champagne takes the ball low. Lesh having trouble finding the strike zone here. 6'2", 205. A 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball in the mid-80s. A slider and a changeup for Owen Lesh, a junior from Graham, Texas. 1-0. Bounces up there again, 2-0. Last time we saw him at Mulcahy Stadium, he was missing a lot arm side, which would be inside to left-handed hitters. In this one, he's missed low with a few. Missed glove side with a couple, arm side with a couple. Spikes that one. Runner Chacon takes off towards second. Lancia not paying very much attention. And Chacon reaches on the ball in the turf. He's in scoring position now with 1 out.
It's just the little things like that. And something I love about this league, so much aggression on the base paths.
3-0 to Champagne. Nearly hit him. A 4-pitch walk to Champagne. Back-to-back free passes have put 2 on with 1 out here in the 7th. Miners lead the Bucs 6-1.
Yeah, you don't love walks, especially when they come back-to-back like that. But as you start to work through the top of this lineup, some guys that have struggled throughout the day.
We'll draw a visit from pitching coach James Dillard, who meets with his camo cap to match the rest of them. Green wind jacket for James Dillard, who will turn his back to us and have a brief conversation with Owen Lesh. Walks back up off the mound, hands tucked in his pocket of his rain jacket. We'll cross over the chalk line and head back to the first base dugout. Chad Bourne will dig in with a new bat. He broke his last one on a soft ground ball out to Sinceri to end the 5th inning. He's 0 for 3 in this game with 3 groundouts.
We always see a lot of broken bats here. Mulcahy Field.
Pitch to Bourne. Low ball 1. Right now, Owen Lesh missing down, missing arm side, as he's now thrown 9 straight balls. And it would have been 10, but Bourne swinging a pitch off the plate. That's a thank you.
Yeah, wow.
You have a guy in Lesh who's missed with 9 straight pitches, and you give him a strike by swinging a pitch out of the zone.
That is huge.
1-1 now. Pitch. Swung on, fouled away. That one was in the zone, and Bourne lifted it off behind himself.
Maybe he had the take sign there and didn't heed the warning, but in that situation, you got a guy reeling, looking for anything to bounce back.
1-2 is swung on and hit down the left field line. That's a foul ball. Bourne got good wood on that, but yanked it foul. Dom Chacon will retreat to second base. Alex Champagne back to first. 2 aboard here, 1 out in the 7th. Miners maintain a 5-run lead over the Bucs, 6-1. Owen Lesh stretches both his arms skyward. Sets at the belt, 1-2. Fouled away. Good battle here from Bourne. Lesh toes the left side of the rubber with his bright red cleats. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. First base occupied. Bourne retired. 2 outs.
And here's what Owen Lesh does best. Gets in a hole, forgets all about it, and throughout the year, I don't think he's had a preference on what situation he comes into, but no matter what situation he's facing, we've seen him start. When you've seen him come in the bullpen or in jams like this, we've seen consistency in what he's doing, and that's allowed him to keep that ERA so low.
Michael Diaz, the batter, as Lesh steps back up off the mound and checks on Chacon. The sun trying to peek through this thick cloud deck, illuminates the field a bit, as Lesh pumps over the first pitch high to Diaz, 1-0. Diaz taps on the plate a couple of times and awaits a 1-0 pitch. Swinging a high pop. This one in foul territory, third base side. Sinceri over to give it a look. He's out of room.
Must have been a nice catch down there.
Sounds like it. Or maybe that was our PA friend playing some fake cheers. You never know with them over there.
Gotta generate the crowd noise. These early matinee games, it's tough to get fans out.
1-1 the count on Diaz with 2 on and 2 out. Bottom of the 7th. Pitch from Lesh won't be made, as he will turn clockwise off the mound. And Chacon scampering back to second base. Toes the rubber once more, sets, delivers a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Filthy off-speed pitch by Lesh, 1-2. Change up that time. He's got Diaz where he wants him. Left on left. The 1-2. Grounded, foul pass first, and a nice play over there by the first base coach for the Bucs. Hands back in pockets like nothing happened.
Very casual about it.
Does this every day.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it.
Part of the job. If you're a base coach, you have to be ready to go, ready to make a play.
1-2 to Diaz is swung on and lined into right field. That's down for a hit. Chacon's going to round third. They're going to wave him. The throw from Vergara is going to be just a little late. 2-3 is Alex Champagne. RBI hit for Michael Diaz, who makes it 6-2. Miners.
It's just a good piece of hitting there. You come up in a spot where, at this point, the Bucs really do need any kind of offense they can get to try to climb back in this one. Work a little bit of a count there, and you cash in. There's 2 walks had begun.
Credit Michael Diaz with an RBI. Alex Champagne goes first to third on the single. Dom Chacon comes around from second to score the second run for the Bucs. Mason Marinko bats now. Takes up and away. Runners on the corners here as the Bucs threaten to pull closer. One swing of the bat could bring them to within 1 run here at the bottom of the 7th. They've out-hit the Miners 7-6, but trail on the scoreboard 6-2. 1-0. Up and away again. Similar pitch. Not close enough for Marinko to offer. 2 balls and no strikes now. Mason sports a shin guard on his left leg. Taps that left foot up and down. Pickoff over to first. Back standing up is Michael Diaz. Gray batting gloves with a white Nike swoosh for Mason Marinko. 2-0. High ball 3. Lesh can't get the ball down to the right-hander. Marinko way ahead. The 3-0. Here's a strike. Mark Anthony Edwards points his right index finger towards the first base dugout.
Hope he's doing okay at this point. Mark Anthony.
He's taking a beating back there today. 3-1 pitch from Lesh. High ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to Marinko. Third in the inning will load the bases and bring the tying run to the plate for the Bucs.
With the bases loaded and 2 outs, that brings up center fielder number 26, Garrett Anglum.
Garrett Anglum will be the 7th batter to hit in the inning. Anglum is 2 for 3 in this game with a pair of singles. Champagne on third, Diaz on second, Marinko on first. Pitch. Fastball pops the mitt. Outside corner, strike 1.
And look at Owen Lesh. Just continue to attack here. He's not worried about all the walks or the contact. He is trying to get the hitter.
0-1 to Anglum. Swing and a high pop. Second base, Jacob Steele waves both his hands around, says he's got it. He does. And Lesh works out of a 7th inning jam. 1 run, 1 hit, 3 walks, 3 men left for the Bucs. To the 8th we go. Miners 6, Bucs 2. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Top of the 8th inning. 2 innings to go from Mulcahy Stadium. Miners 6, Bucs 2. Chandler Brooks into the game. 6'1", 175. Right-handed hurler. Takes over for Nico Stanley and goes to work against Jacob Steele to start the 8th. First pitch, a called strike. Nico Stanley, good work in long relief again. 4 innings, 4 hits, gave up 3 runs. The big hit, a 2-run blast from Steven Lancia. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Pitch to Steele, swung on and slapped into right field. That's going to get down for a hit. Jacob Steele with a leadoff single here in the 8th.
Yeah, multi-hit game for Jacob Steele. Good to see it. Good to see him keep the line moving here for the Miners. And how about Nico Stanley? How we've seen, I don't want to say exactly this kind of effort before, but it's close to it. I mean, he has been their long reliever almost every time against the Miners, like you said in the break. Almost like an opener. That's what we're getting to see here.
Chandler Brooks from Gaffney, South Carolina. Last time the Miners saw him, June 22nd. Josh Pano hit a 2-run homer off of him in that game. Pano third on the lineup card now. Jacob Steele with a big lead, not going. Cade Manning lifts this one out of play to the left. 0-1. Yeah, Jacob Steele is on fire in this game. 3 hits, an RBI, reached base 4 times. Just the type of game Jacob Steele needed.
Oh, yeah. Solid defensive effort as well.
Hey, he's played a good second base.
Oh, yeah.
Cade Manning behind 0-1. Pitch from Brooks. High. Chandler Brooks has a rapid motion to the plate. Pitches from the stretch here. Twirls the ball around in his right hand. Tucks the glove on his left thigh. Checks on Steele. Sets at the letters. Taps his left foot. Rockets it to the plate. Swing and a miss. Has that classic coil action after he sets at the letters. He winds himself up into a ball and then launches the ball towards the plate.
That's unique.
Trying to get as much on it as he can. The 6'1" right-handed hurler. He's ahead of Cade Manning 1-2. Manning 1 for 3 in this game. Was robbed of a hit his first time up. A sprawling effort by Garrett Anglim. One of the better plays we've seen today defensively. 1-2 to Manning. Steele was tapping his way towards second, and Chandler Brooks didn't like that. Stepped back up off the mound and sent Steele back towards first. He's back on the mound once more. Brings a 1-2. Steele takes off, pitches low. And Derek Smith can't get the ball out of his glove. So it's another stolen base for the Miners in this one by another player. They have 4 steals in this game by 4 different men. How about that?
And Derek Smith has a good arm, Howie. I mean, this is extreme aggression from the Miners. I love to see it today, and it has worked out so far. But, yeah, this is a little bit of a change of plan.
Stolen bases by Alex Hellman, Josh Pano, Carter Young, and now Jacob Steele in that order in this game. And some good news for the Miners fans as Manning awaits a 2-2 pitch. Down and in, 3-2. They've now stolen 4 bases. The first 3 guys to steal a base, Trey, all 3 of them scored.
Well, that is good foreshadow here in the 8th inning. Trying to get that run back now.
Jacob Steele on second. Nobody out. Manning trying to move him along. Miners 6, Bucs 2. Top of the 8th. Pitch. Swinging a shot down the first base line. That one scatters James Dillard, who swings his hips off to the left and watches that one go off down the line of foul ball. Chatting about it with Dylan Fesperman. Asking if he saw that dance move. James Dillard getting ready to dance. Family's in tomorrow.
Oh, here we go.
Countdown down to 1.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited, too. He's gotten us excited. I know he's been waiting for quite some time to get to see his family excited for him.
FaceTiming him every day.
Oh, yeah.
Countdown on. And it's almost down to 0. Another 3-2 to Manning. Up and in. Cade Manning works a walk. First and second. Nobody out.
Yeah, nice job there by Cade Manning to grind it out. Win that battle.
That'll bring up Casey Sunseri. He had an RBI hit his last time up that extended the Miners' lead. We'll see if he tries to bunt here. With the runners on first and second and nobody out. Miners trying to put this game out of reach. Big Boppers coming up next. Pitch. Swinging a shot over the glove of Alex Champagne into center field. Jacob Steele had to hold up, make sure it wasn't caught. He'll play it station to station. Bases loaded now for the Miners. Nobody out.
Now just keep it rolling. Don't have to do too much here. You can collect the singles, and with nobody out, all you need is a ground ball, a fly ball, and I love Josh Pano here, Howie. If I was going to pick one guy in this situation, keep it fundamental, keep it clean and easy, get that run home, probably going to be Josh Pano.
Josh Pano looking for his first hit in this game. Pano 0 for his last 14 at the plate. He's due. Couple of walks, and he scored a run. Bats with the bases loaded and nobody out. Corners in for the Bucs. First pitch. Fastball high. Chandler Brooks in all kinds of trouble. Derek Smith will jog out to the mound and try to calm down his pitcher. Inning started with a clean single into right field by Jacob Steele, who stole second base. Cade Manning worked a walk on a full count. Casey Sunseri just lined a single up the middle. Bases full of Miners. Nobody out as they go digging for gold here in the 8th. Meeting's over. Chandler Brooks back up on the mound. Steadies. Brings a 1-0. Fastball, top of the zone. Called strike one. Alex Vergara. Alex Hellman to follow Josh Pano. Steven Lancia lurks down in the order a bit as well. Hit a home run his last time up. 1-1 to Pano. Stays high. Off-speed pitch that Brooks left over the heart of the plate, but missed high with it. 2-1. Pano was sitting on that. He might have been able to elevate.
Yep.
He has 2 home runs at this ballpark as the planes fly a safe distance overhead.
Hopefully, future broadcasters won't be telling a story about them.
2-1 is popped straight up. That should be as infield fly as it gets. And it will. The catch will be made by Cody Greyback regardless. Wouldn't have mattered. Pano an automatic out here in the 8th, 1 down. Now it's time for Alex Vergara. He's hit a 2-run home run in this game. He's 1 for 4.
Seen him struggle a little bit with the bases loaded recently. Not Vergara specifically, but the Miners, let's see if they can shake that and maybe get a couple runs home here.
Yeah, you're feeling really good about your chances with a couple more runs. Just put the game away right here as the Bucs are hanging around, trailing 6-2. 1 out in the 8th inning. Bases loaded for Vergara. Pitch from Brooks. Swinging a ground ball hit sharply out to third. Fielded by Marinko, who goes to second for 1. On to first. A double play. Chandler Brooks is able to get out of a bases loaded, no out mess. We're to the bottom of the 8th. Miners 6, Bucs 2. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. bottom of the 8th inning. Miners 6, Bucs 2. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Thanks for sticking it out. Trey Yannity, Howie Boxley with you from Anchorage. A good game so far for the Miners, who lead by 4. A couple of home runs by Alex Vergara and Steven Lancia. And now, Liam Hatakanaka will come into the game. Third pitcher for the Miners, takes over for Owen Lesh, who went 1 inning and allowed a run. Hatakanaka appearing in his 10th game. A 3.48 ERA from the left-handed hurler. Brings the first pitch to Fesperman, who strokes that one out to left field. Long run for Hellman, can't get it. It's off the base of the wall. Fesperman chugging for 2. The throw is going to come in. It's going to be late. A ringing double for Fesperman, leads off the bottom of the 8th. Back-to-back doubles now for Dylan Fesperman, who had 1 in the 6th inning and 1 now to start the 8th. Liam Hatakanaka looks fresh on the mound for the Miners. Freshly shaved. Just allowed his 24th hit of the year. 10 walks, 17 strikeouts for Liam. Over 20 2/3.
Man, no beard for Liam. This is different.
Works now to Cody Greyback and delivers a called strike. Yeah, Liam looks about 10 years younger on the mound. I was actually like, is this a new player? No, it's Liam, freshly shaven. And he delivers an off-speed pitch and a called strike to Greyback, 0-2.
Seen a couple of new guys over the last couple weeks. I could see where that might be confusing. This is a whole new player here. Let's hope he still has that dominant stuff on the mound. I'm sure he does.
Fesperman greeted him rudely with the double that one-hopped the wall out in left center field. He's now way ahead of Greyback, 0-2. Pitch to Cody. Swinging a ground ball out to short. Pano's got that. Runner will advance to third as the throw is in time to peg Cody for out number 1.
Yeah, nice play there. And for the Miners, you can allow the big doubles and the advancements there like Fesperman has just done, but you need outs. You need 5, and you have a spot in the playoffs. Whatever it takes to get them.
6'5" left-hander Hatakanaka works a couple different arm slots as he goes left on right with Derek Smith. Delivers an off-speed pitch that stays outside. Runner on third. 1 down in a 6-2 game. Miners lead. Hatakanaka sets at the belt. Delivers over the top. This pitch is swung on and cranked out to left field. Playable for Hellman. He's got it a couple steps shy of the track. Tagging from third is Fesperman. He's going to come home and score. A sacrifice fly for Derek Smith makes it 6-3. Miners.
Yeah, perfect small ball there from Anchorage. Although they're down 4 runs, they're going to need more than just small ball. But well executed in a regular situation, a double, you move them over. You get them in with the sac fly.
And that's not bad. In the 8th inning, if it was the 9th inning, maybe a different story. But draw to within 3 after Chandler Brooks just had a huge rally. Dom Chacon takes ball 1. Brooks stranded, the bases loaded with nobody out in the top of the 8th. So a bit of a momentum shift here as the Bucs stick around. They're now down just by 3. 1-0 pitch to Chacon, called strike. Dom in this game, ground out, couple of walks, he scored once. White batting gloves, awaits, a 1-1. Chops this one softly out to third. Sunseri charges in the hole, throws on the run, low, scooped up by Cade Manning. A double, works his way around, scores. That's all. We're through 8 innings. Miners 6, Bucs 3. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. On to the ninth. Miners lead the Bucs 6-3. Alex Hellman digs in for the 5th time in this game. Chandler Brooks back up on the mound. Brings the first pitch, which is swung on and lifted out to left field. Chad Bourne in a couple of steps. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Man, I thought we were going to see another home run in this game. Looked like it was squared up. Maybe just a bit off the end of the bat there for Hellman.
Couple of balls out there to Bourne now for Hellman that have hung up and been caught in left field. Trey Triolo, the batter now, checked into the game for Nick Cirelli as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Worked a walk, came home to score on a Steven Lancia home run. First pitch to Triolo. It's a called strike at the knees. Nick Cirelli, before departing, had struck out 3 times. So maybe Tyler LeBron just trying to work a different bat in there on Sunday. 0-1 pitch to Trey Triolo. Check swing and a called strike. Down near his shins, 0-2.
Give him his chance today. I like it.
The 0-2. Bounces up there through the wickets of Derek Smith, who tried to stop that to his left. All the way into the right-handed batter's box. Couldn't keep it in front. Nobody aboard, though. Miners, 6 runs in this game on 8 hits. No errors for Matsu. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Bucs. Triolo takes high. 2-2 the count. Brooks, a 2-2. Swinging a little nubber down the third base line. If it's fair, it's going to be a hit.
Oh.
It's going to trickle foul.
Thought the spin was going to stay true there for Trey Triolo.
Tried to keep it on that turf dirt over there, but it just kept twisting and turning. And finally was picked up by Brooks in foul territory. So Triolo will have to head back and do it again. It was about 40 feet down the third base line. Hit softly off the end of the bat.
Saw Steele with a little flare. Drop in earlier in the game. Miners trying to grit out these hits here today.
2-2 to Triolo. Swing and a pop into shallow left field. Coming on is Chad Bourne. Left fielder's got it for out number 2.
If you're the Miners at this point, you'd love to get another run if you could, yes, but you're really just focused on getting those 3 outs.
And the man that's going to be asked to do so, Cole Townsend, who's warming up down the right field line.
I love it.
Blown save yesterday for Townsend, trying to get back on the beam. Steven Lancia will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-run homer for Lancia last time. His first of the year. Takes a called strike. Lancia now, 10 RBIs, 6 doubles, a triple, and a homer. A majestic flight for Lancia's ball last time up. 0-1. Skips up there, 1-1. Miners taking advantage of wind that's been blowing out to left field at Mulcahy Stadium all afternoon. Brooks into the windup, the pitch. Swinging a pop-up, foul territory. First baseman Fesperman over. Catcher Derek Smith over as well, but it's out of play.
I think this is exactly what you need to do if you're the Miners. Let Townsend get another opportunity, assuming that we get to see him. In the bottom of the 9th. And, you know, if they do clinch this playoff spot here today, now all of a sudden you can try a lot more as the season goes on, experiment with some things. You want to fight and win the pennant, win first place, but you feel a little bit more comfortable, really a lot more comfortable with that playoff spot.
1-2 to Lancia. Swing and a shallow fly ball, center field coming on. Is Garrett Anglem? He's not going to get it. Plays it on a hop. Second hit of the game for Lancia, who's aboard with 2 outs.
Love to see Steven Lancia continue to heat up as July goes on. He's been hot, really been hot all year, and kept up a couple different hitting streaks, but showing it off here today, the power and the ability to get on base.
Carter Young has shown the ability to get on base today as well. 3 walks and a flyout for Young. who will bat with Lancia on first and 2 outs. Here in the 9th, pitch from Brooks. Fouled away. That was a bit odd, as Brooks kind of looked down at his hand or arm. I saw it, and it looks like Mason Marinko saw it as well. Third baseman in to check on Brooks. It was like he coiled up and delivered that pitch and then kind of looked down at his right extremity.
What a vet move by Mason Marinko. Sometimes I think pitchers deal with stuff like that, and they don't want to let anybody know. They don't want to come out of the game. They want to keep pitching. But Marinko, the third baseman, saying, hold up. You sure that you are good to stay in the game?
Yeah, Brooks walked up off the mound. He says he's all right. Goes to work again. 0-1. Downstairs. 1-1. The count on Carter Young. Yeah, don't need any more injuries this season. Brooks sets at the letters and fires a pickoff over at Steven Lancia, who's back with the dive. Stares down Young, right on left. The 1-1. Swinging a shot down the right field line. That ball seeking the corner. It's going to drop in for a hit. Rounding second on his way to third is Lancia. Watson's going to wave him. Throw is lollipopped in from right field. Lancia slides home safely. It's an RBI double for Carter Young. And the Miners lead by 4.
Carter Young getting right back on track today. He gets a start, gets a few walks here, build that momentum, and then just ropes that ball down the line.
Now some breathing room for the Miners. And now a different equation. Not a safe situation anymore. We will see if they still elect to go with Cole Townsend. Keep in mind, another game tomorrow, 7 o'clock against the Bucs. Back home for the first time in over 2 weeks. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube with video. Tomorrow,
Yes.
Jacob Steele bats and takes a high strike.
It's baby steps getting back here, Howie, today. We're in person tomorrow. We'll be in person with video and hopefully talking about a playoff team. Looks like Townsend is ready to go if they need him, hanging out by the dugout. We'll see if he is inserted.
0-1 to Steele. Taken down and away. Steele with a perfect game. Working. He's reached base 4 times, 3 singles, and he's been hit by a pitch. Just the game the Miners' second baseman needed. He bats with 1 batting glove. Left hand on the bottom of the bat with a white batting glove. Right hand on top of the bat, no batting glove. 1-1, cut on missed.
Yeah, it's been a really good day for Jacob. Seen the ball well, and what I've loved too, how he's taking it the other way. He's been patient, taking it where it's come from, not trying to do too much.
He's hit the ball hard twice in this game, 1 blue pit as well, but his other 2 hits, not cheapies. Line drives. Huge hole on the right side for him, 1-2. Tried to ground it that way, but it's foul pass first.
I'm interested to see how they use a guy like Jacob Steele as we get closer to the playoffs and into him. If he's that super utility guy, if we see him start maybe every other day, something like that.
It's going to be exciting as the Miners are 3 outs away from securing their spot in the top of the World Playoffs come August 1. 1-2 pitch to Jacob Steele. Swing and a miss. Chandler Brooks strikes out Jacob Steele, 2 in the inning. But Carter Young with a 2-out RBI double extends the Miners' lead. It's now 7-3. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Bottom of the ninth, Miners need 3 outs to etch their name into the 2022 Alaska Baseball League playoffs. It'll be Liam Hatakanaka back to work against the top of the Bucs order, and Alex Champagne, who's 1 for 3 in this game. Champagne shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. Over the outside corner, Cole Townsend sat down. It's not a save situation any longer, as it's a 7-3 game. However, as this pitch misses inside to Alex Champagne, Liam Hatakanaka is going to try to nail down the final 3 outs.
Yeah, I like this move here. Would have loved to have seen Townsend today, but you save him. Get him tomorrow, maybe.
1-1. This is inside, 2-1. The count now on Alex Champagne. Yeah, he's still your guy. The Miners have a game tomorrow. If you throw him today, he's probably unavailable tomorrow. And got to talk to third base coach Kyle Watson before the game about last night's implosion, as this one has popped up out of play, third base side. And he said, you know, we had a couple of defensive lapses in that inning. Trey and I were not in person and couldn't see anything, so we had no idea what was going on. Yeah. But he told me on the triple by Lance Gardner that tied the game, Alex Vergara slipped a bit in right field, made a diving effort, didn't get it. As Hatakanaka throws a slider that bends around the plate, 3-2. So that could have been a single, potentially even could have been an out. Instead, it was a 2 RBI triple that tied the game. 3-2. Swung on and grounded out to second. Steele charges, gloves, and fires out Champagne for out number 1. Then the bases were loaded in a tie game, and there was a line shot out to Nathan Rose with the bases loaded. Rose caught it. Runner on first base was way off the bag. Rose had a mental lapse through to second. That could have been a double play. That would have sent the game into extra innings.
So many opportunities.
Runner would have been placed on second, and you never know. So really a tough outing overall for Townsend, who didn't know he was going to come into the game. As Chad Bourne takes that pitch outside. The Miners trail going into the 7th, thought the game was probably over. Townsend had to get up and hot early. Was throwing a lot of fastballs up in the zone. And it cost the Miners as Bourne strokes this one out to left field. Playable for Alex Hellman, who's got it. And the Miners are an out away from winning on Sunday.
Nice bounce back inning here for Liam Hatakanaka. Has some trouble in the 8th, comes out here, takes a breath, 2 quick outs, and now the Miners just need 1 to make these Alaskan Baseball League playoffs.
Michael Diaz, the final man standing in the way. Left-hander Hatakanaka sets at the belt, kicks and fires. Drops in for a called strike. Diaz 1 for 4 in this game with an RBI single. The 0-1. Strike 2. Diaz steadies himself back into the left-handed batter's box. Left-hander Hatakanaka sets. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit out to left center field. Hellman on the run. Looks up. That ball is over the wall. It's a line drive home run for Michael Diaz. And it's now 7-4. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
It was a laser.
Didn't think that he hit it high enough to get it out, but he did.
I didn't either. I mean, the exit velo had to be somewhere like 108, 109. I mean, what a missile.
That's what I had on the gun over here.
Line drive.
A good guess then here.
Home run for Michael Diaz. 3rd home run of the game. First for the Bucs. 7-4. Mason Marinko bats.
Just a frozen rope there.
Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Miners. 10 men left on base. 4 runs now, 9 hits, 1 error, 9 men left on base for the Bucs. Miners still an out away. The 0-1. Fouled away. And again, the Bucs down to their final strike.
Well, some fireworks here, but you just need 1 out. Got to settle back in and get it.
Hatakanaka holds the ball behind his back with his left hand. Sets now at the belt. 0-2. Skips up there. 2nd run allowed by Liam in this game. Michael Yates still in line for the win. Went 6 innings of 1-run ball. Owen Lesh went 1 inning of 1-run ball. Hatakanaka trying to work through his 2nd inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That one gets away from Lancia all the way to the backstop. No chance to get Marinko. It's a strikeout and a wild pitch, allowing Mason Marinko to reach first. Game continues.
I feel like we've seen this a few times at the end of games this season, Howie. Just unable to get that third out.
Center fielder, number 26, Garrett Anglum.
Garrett Anglum bats now. Tying run on deck for the Bucs. First strikeout for Hatakanaka, but game continues on a ball that skipped to the backstop. Garrett Anglum will bat now. He's 2 for 4. Swings at the first pitch and ropes it promptly into left field. The Bucs are going to send the tying run to the plate here in the ninth.
With 2 on and 2 outs, that brings up first baseman,
Wow.
number 23.
That happened fast.
Fesperman.
And now Dylan Fesperman, who got last inning started with a double. Hot hand tonight.
This inning started innocently enough. A soft ground ball by Alex Champagne, a line out by Chad Bourne, but a missile home run by Diaz, a strikeout, and a wild pitch allowing the game to continue. And a line drive into left field by Marinko has put runners on first and second. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, with the Miners leading 7-4. And Fesperman coming up representing the tying run. He's hit 2 doubles in his last 2 plate appearances. He's hit a home run against the Miners this year. He has power and a dangerous spot now in this game. James Dillard, the pitching coach, met on the mound. He heads off now, and it will be Hatakanaka versus Fesperman here. Mark Anthony Edwards signals play. Left on right. Pitch to Fesperman. Bounces up there off of Lancia. Both runners will advance. Second and third now, and the force taken away.
Yeah, you lose the force there. That's what hurts. But you let those runners go. The one at the plate, that's the one that matters.
Hatakanaka toes the rubber with his black shoes, white laces. Brings his right leg forward into a set motion, but then steps his left one back up off the mound. As Fesperman called time, he's back in there now. Black bat with a wooden handle. Awaits a 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good change up by Liam. Evens the count. Dylan Fesperman, a 6'5" righty from Phoenix, Arizona. Waves the bat through the zone. Steadies it above his right shoulder. Awaits a 1-1, which is off the plate outside. 2-1. Seagulls fly overhead here in the bottom of the ninth as the Miners try to take a victory lap. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball sent to deep left field.
Oh, no.
Hellman back.
Oh,
at
no.
the track. At the wall. It's gone. Dylan Fesperman with a lightning bolt and a game-tying 3-run homer here in the ninth.
I'm going to be sick to my stomach, Howie. That's just tough to watch.
For the second straight game, the Miners blow a lead in the final frame. Yesterday, it was a 2-run cushion. Today, it was a 4-run cushion. It's evaporated. Cody Greyback will bat now. Take off the plate for ball 1. Cody Greyback represents the winning run.
Well, and if you're Liam now, you have to just resettle. Forget about all of that. It's a new game. It's a new appearance. You have 2 outs. Just get that third one.
Greyback 0 for 3 in this game. A long home run for Dylan Fesperman with the wind playing out to left. 1-0. Swung on, grounded through the hole. Left side of the infield. Winning run down to first as the Bucs tee off on Hatakanaka here in the ninth.
And you can hear that dugout down at third base. The energy is high. Tyler LeBrun going to give a visit. Now it looks like it will be Colthouse in time tonight. An unfortunate turn of events here in the ninth inning has led us to a tie game at 7-all.
Liam Hatakanaka hangs his head down, can hardly look at his head coach Tyler LeBrun. He's going to give him a pep talk and a pat on the back. First baseman Cade Manning over to give him a fist bump as well. Hatakanaka walks slowly off the mound and departs now in a tie game. as the Bucs have done all of this with 2 outs. It was a ground out and a line out to start the 9th in a 7-3 game. A home run from Michael Diaz made it 7-4. A strikeout would have ended the game, Trey. But the pitch got away from Steven Lancia. Instead of out number 3, Marinko reached. A single by Anglem. A 3-run game-tying home run by Dylan Fesperman. And now a single by Cody Greyback has chased out Liam Hatakanaka and brought in the Miners closer, Cole Towson. Towson appeared in Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader. Went over that a number of times. Gave up 3 runs. Miners were walked off on yesterday. The Miners were walked off on by these Anchorage Bucs. Not the last time they played, but the time before that, before the trip down to Kenai. It was a bases-loaded walk-off single. They're trying to avoid the same fate here in this one, trying to send it to extra innings, where Jacob Steele would be placed on second base in a 7-7 game, but Cole Towson needs to get 1 out for that to happen.
He's got to reset now. Whole new game. 1 on, but 2 out. Find a way.
Liam Hatakanaka goes an inning and 2/3. Allows 5 hits, and so far 5 runs. If he allows his 6th, this game would be over. Cody Greyback, his responsibility on first. As Cole Towson continues to work through his warm-up tosses, his ERA has been inflated following his outing last night, but still good numbers for Towson, who will appear in his 13th game, a team-leading 13th. 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 9 walks, 14 strikeouts, and a 3.77 ERA for Towson. He will square off with Derek Smith. Winning run on first, a fast man, and Cody Greyback held on by Cade Manning. Cole Towson needs to get 1 out to send this game to the 10th. The pitch. Fouled away. Towson attacked him with a fastball, good downward motion, and Smith couldn't catch up. Fouls it off to the right, 0-1. Blake Hammond charging down the left field line. He might start getting loose. There's already a left-hander, Jackson Brockett, up. A 1 pitch, outside 1-1. So if this game goes to the 10th, it will be Jackson Brockett. Blake Hammond will be waiting in the wings.
Sounded like a cannon out there.
1-1, the count to Smith. Takes a strike. We already saw enough cannon fire. Dylan Fesperman provided the gunpowder with a 3-run game-tying home run.
And that's so tough, too. I mean, Hatakanaka had worked a bit in that at-bat to kind of set it up the right way and just missed.
Towson now ahead of Smith, 1-2. Pitch. Skips up there, off of Lancia. Greyback caught in between. He's going to head back to first. Didn't want to make the final out at second base. That one didn't skip very far away from Lancia. A 2-2 count. Towson has a curveball and a changeup as his off-speed pitches. A really good 12-6er. Sets at the letters. The 2-2. Bounces up there, off of Lancia again, up the first base line. This time, Greyback takes advantage and takes second base. Winning run in scoring position.
Yeah, nice dirt ball read there by Cody Greyback. But again, 2 outs here. You can focus on the hitter. Got him down to 2 strikes now as well.
Base hit could win the game here for the Bucs. Derek Smith stares at his black bat, white handle, taps it on the plate, waves it through the zone. Righty steadies it around his right shoulder and awaits a 3-2. Off the plate, ball 4. Derek Smith walks here with 2 outs in the 9th.
Yeah, Miners have had trouble with 2 outs these last few games.
Look, it's not the end of the world. Derek Smith, his run doesn't matter. He's down to first. Cole Towson just needs to get 1 out. Doesn't matter who it is. The one that matters is Cody Greyback. Winning run down at second in a 7-7 game in the bottom of the 9th. Dom Chacon bats, takes inside for ball 1. The Bucs have plated a run in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, and now 4 in the 9th to come storming back.
Picket fence
Pitch to Chacon. Swinging a ground ball out to second. Steele's going to charge it, glove it, and fire to Cade Manning to retire the side. The Bucs tie the game. Dylan Fesperman with a 3-run game-tying home run. Free baseball on Sunday afternoon. Miners 7, Bucs 7. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Napa Auto Parts. Well, here we are. Into the 10th inning, the Bucs scored 4 times. In the bottom of the 9th, a pair of home runs by Michael Diaz and Dylan Fesperman. Let's see if Trey Hannity can have some better luck than me as the Miners try to rally here in the 10th.
Yep, here we are, Howie. I don't know about my luck, but I do know about this talented Miners group that has been resilient throughout the year. Some adversity they're now having to face. As we go to the top of the 10th inning, a 3-run homer off the bat of Dylan Fesperman is what has gotten us here. And we would be seeing Cade Manning in this situation usually with today's lineup, but a pinch hitter, Blake Avila, is called on in the top of the 10th. And the beauty of extra innings now, Howie, you have the chance to bounce right back and get a run of your own. You start with a runner on second base, nobody out, and that runner is going to be Jacob Steele, as he was the last to reach for the Miners. Blake Avila, the first at bat of the day, as a pinch hitter.
Avila looks like he's been on the bench all day. He's got his hooded sweatshirt that's popping out from underneath his jersey, but we know this guy can hit. A team-leading 5 home runs for Avila. Had a pinch hit single in yesterday's 7th inning doubleheader game 2.
First pitch is a fastball that misses away. Chandler Brooks remains on the mound for Anchorage.
Jackson Brockett ready to go down the left field line whenever they want to turn to him. Would be left on left here, but it is Brooks versus Avila to start the 10th.
Up 1-0 in the count. As Avila corners in here. Well, the third baseman at least in Mason Marinko. That one is scolded down the line. A foul ball as it rolls past first. It'll be 1-1 here on Avila.
Game time pushing well beyond 3 hours. We thank everyone for tuning in. 9:23 now on the East Coast. And we'll have the video back tomorrow. But
yes,
so glad to be back in person today.
Oh, it's huge.
The sights and sounds of a baseball game back
Nothing
into our
like it.
souls.
We get the Cracker Jacks. We get the Peanuts going again. 1-1. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. It's hooking foul. As a sliding effort that time. Up against the wall, but it drifts into the seats. And it'll be strike number 2 here. 1-2. Chad Bourne, a nice effort, but no luck.
Avila luckily to have the wind playing in his favor there. That was a high pop, and with the wind blowing out towards left, it blew it just enough as that ball was just beyond the reaches of the fence. In fact, Bourne might have been able to reach over and bring it back, but he made a sliding effort near the fence, and the ball bounced out of play.
He went for the style points there and does not come up with it. Now 1-2 on Avila.
If you're Blake, you got to try to advance Jacob any way you can. Need that runner down to third, got to score it.
The 1-2. Swung on and again, a foul ball down the right field line. This one well into the seats. Steele is speedy out there. Things start to cool down a little bit here at Mulcahy Stadium. It's great clouds still overhead. Some sun peeking out, though.
It's a good man to have at second base. He's one of 4 minors to have stolen a bag in this game. One of the high spots in this one.
He gets a look from Brooks, and now the delivery. Fastball misses up and out, 2-2. It'll run here on Avila. Casey Sinceri on deck. He's driven in a run. Let's see if Blake Avila can add his name to that list. Now the 2-2. Swung on and roped again. Foul. That one with some pepper to it, but on a hop. It'll keep us at 2-2. This game has had an unusual feel about it, Howie. The Miners kind of strong-armed the Bucs for the first 7 innings. A brilliant start from Michael Yates. That feels like a long time ago.
Now can't pick up the win, which is rotten.
Yeah. The 2-2 again. Fastball misses up and out again. Now 3-2.
To me, the biggest spot in this game, Trey, 8th inning. Miners loaded the bases and had a chance to put the Bucs away in a 6-2 contest. Chandler Brooks was able to get out of that bases loaded jam. The Bucs tacked on one more in the 8th, hung around just enough.
Yep.
As they scored 4 times in the 9th to tie it.
And now Blake Avila hanging around for a few extra pitches, a couple of foul balls, and now the 3-2 again. Swung on and we'll stay right there. This went into the seats.
This is a great at bat by Avila off the
battle.
bench. Coming up cold and warming up in the batter's box.
Let's see if he can get hot now.
So if Blake hits a bomb here, does he like throw on the hoodie as he rounds the bases?
I think we'll leave the finesse to Mr. Avila. He has been the home run hitter this year. As Brooks is going to step off, he wants a reset. He's going to call his catcher, Derek Smith, on out there for a discussion.
Jacob Steele on second base. Chandler Brooks trying to make sure that he doesn't have the signs. Resets them with Derek Smith.
Seven to 7 here in the top of the 10th. The runner starts on second base. That's Jacob Steele. Quite the at-bat here for Blake Avila. 3-2. Chandler Brooks from the stretch again. That one is swung on and poked out of play again. Blake Avila is battling.
This is a big league at bat by Blake. Double digits. The pitch count on this AB.
As he will continue here, wearing down Chandler Brooks, his opponent. He gives a look back to Jacob Steele at second and now delivers. Another foul ball as that one is hit into the dugout. Hitting the ball well here on a line to either side of the field, but just foul balls as we'll do the 3-2 again.
The Miners have already defeated the Bucs in extra innings one time this year. That was part of that suspended game, which concluded on June 20th, started on June 7th. We're able to walk the Bucs off in 10 back at Herman Brothers Field.
Another 3-2 on the way. That one is ball 4, and Blake Avila, after a long battle with Chandler Brooks, is going to be the victor. As he will jog on down to first base. 2 on, nobody out for Casey Sinceri.
It's going to draw out the head coach for the Anchorage Bucs, Ken Hocuff, which likely means the end of the line for Chandler Brooks with left-hander Jackson Brockett warm. The point is made with the left index finger, and it will be Chandler Brooks, who comes on in the 10th.
As that will relieve Chandler Brooks here. He stays in for an extra inning into the 10th and allows the walk to Avila. Right time to bring in Brockett if you're the Bucs. Get him warmed up. You bring him back to the dugout. Don't want him sitting there too long before you put him in the game. As Avila going to get some jogs in of his own down the line to stay warm here. Trying to work back that leg from cellulitis. He will run the bases along with Jacob Steele at second. As it'll be Jackson Brockett now into the game for Anchorage.
Not very many more options left for Tyler LeBrun. Blake Avila in yesterday's game pinch hit and then was pinch ran for. But the only two players remaining on the bench for the Miners, Nathan Rose, Brandon Heidel. Nick Cirelli has been burned. Cade Manning has been burned, so you really need Blake Avila to play first base for you.
I assume that's what they're going to do. As it'll be Casey Sinceri, the batter, to face the newcomer Brockett.
Jackson Brockett, 6'1", 195. Left-handed hurler out of Omaha, Nebraska. Aptly attends Nebraska University, where he held down a 5.23 ERA this past season. 12 appearances, 5 starts for Brockett, who tossed 31 innings for Nebraska. 28 hits, 19 runs, 15 walks, 29 strikeouts, a .237 batting average against. He will have to tangle with the top of the Miners' order in the 10th inning. A game that we didn't think was going to go to extras, but the Miners having to work extra hard to secure that playoff spot.
Yep. And you worry about the bullpen. A little bit further now is didn't expect to see this many guys come out of it. Do we see Cole Townsend for another inning there in the bottom of the 10th?
I think we do. I don't see why not. In what the Miners hope will be a save situation. But they got to get the runs first. 2 on, nobody out. Casey Sunseri at the dish.
It'll be corners in here, Fesperman and Marinko, the third baseman. Double play depth for the middle infield. And now Casey Sinceri. Be lefty on righty. The first pitch. He squares around a bunt. He's going to pull it back as a fastball misses up and out of the zone. 1-0 on Sinceri.
This is a spot where you have to be able to get the bunt down. If you're Sinceri, if that's what you're going to do, you have to lay it down. Can't have a pop-up. Can't have one hard back to the mound where Brockett could turn and maybe start a double play.
A low-hanging arm of Jackson Brockett. Corners remain in. Sinceri squares around again. He's going to make contact but fouls that one off towards his dugout. It'll be 1-1.
That was a pitch there for Sinceri as that fastball kept running in and in on him. You got to try to whip the bat back and take that for ball 2. Instead, he tried to catch it and popped it up off to the right. Luckily for Sinceri, it dropped down harmlessly foul.
Yep, 1-1 now. He lost it for a moment. Grimaced on the foul ball, now stands back in, and we'll face a 1-1 from Brockett. No bunt attempt this time as he takes a swing at it and fouls it out of play. The corners still charged in on him. Looks like they'll back it up now. It'll be 1-2. This is the bunt threat. Narrowly taken away.
If you're Sinceri, you got to swing away. You can do the same thing without bunting. Put a ball in play to the right side. Have to, at the very least, move the runner over to third and prevent a double play.
Yep. However you can do it. Now, the 1-2 from Brockett. Pokes at it, pokes it foul. Stay alive. Nice job there to get his hands to it and fend it off. It'll remain 1-2.
Jackson Brockett, the 4th arm into the game for Anchorage. Josh Hansel started the game, went 3 innings. Nico Stanley went 4. Chandler Brooks went 2+, and was relieved here in the 10th in favor of Brockett.
From the stretch, the 1-2 now. Swung on and softly poked down the right field line. Looping, foul. That one will skip up against the fence, and we'll do it again. A few battles in this inning so far. One against Chandler Brooks, and now one against Jackson Brockett.
A lot of deep counts in this game.
It's runners on first and second, nobody out. You're in the top of the 10th.
Game time over 3.5 hours now.
And the 1-2 again to Casey Sinceri. Swung on and another foul ball.
Just glad we're out in the wild, in the booth, not cooped up in the bedroom for 3.5 hours of baseball. So much fun.
Not having to decipher what's going on in the game. We can see it all. And provide it for you today the best we can.
Game number 30. If you can believe it, just 10 more regular season games for the Miners after this one. Only 3 more on the road.
That is just amazing.
7 home games, 3 road games.
Only one left here. Such a fast season. Such a fun one. The 1-2 to Sinceri. Swung on and softly hit over the head of the second baseman, Alex Champagne, into right field. Jacob Steele gets the windmill. Throw to the plate is not in time as he will slide in safely. And Casey Sinceri delivers here again, this time in the top of the 10th, this time to give the Miners an 8-7 lead.
Casey Sinceri does what he does, takes the ball the other way. Give Jacob Steele credit. He was running hard all the way. An excellent head-first slide by Jacob Steele to avoid any tag attempt by Derek Smith. And the Miners are back in front, 8-7.
A leaping effort by Champagne, not enough. There's that one into right field, and a nice throw there from Michael Diaz to try to gun him down, but not quite in time, as it'll make it runners on the corners now for Josh Pano. 8-7 Miners.
Gotta keep adding on.
The first pitch swung on and fouled out of play by Josh Pano. Saw a fastball in the hands. Pokes it into the seats. Now 0-1 as Sinceri did a nice job of waiting on that one. It came on his hands a little bit there as he hit it inside out and looped it into right field.
And how about Avila nursing a infected leg? Made it first to third, which is huge.
0-1 as Pano's going to square around a bunt. A fastball is snagged that time by Derek Smith. Had to bring it back down. Slide and give a look over there at Avila at third.
Derek Smith might need some new leg guards after this game.
Might need some new legs.
Getting ripped to shreds on this turf.
He has been all over today. Corners remain in. The 1-1. Pano squares around a bunt again. He's going to get it down, but he rolls it foul. Out to first. It'll be 1-2.
Same situation as before. Josh Pano couldn't get the bunt down. Neither could Casey Sinceri, but he was able to put the ball in play, get enough on it to get it into the outfield. That's what Pano needs to do right here. Bring home the runner from third somehow, some way. Even a double play in this spot isn't the end of the world. If the run scores,
take that run. You need an insurance one as they will get a runner to start on second base. In the bottom of the 10th, now the 1-2. Swung on and drilled out to left center field. And a catch will be made at the wall. That should do it, Howie, as Avila is going to tag from third and come on home. Josh Pano. Not the fireworks we might have thought at very first, but enough to bring home that 9th run. Now a 2-run cushion for the Miners in the top of the 10th as Josh Pano delivers.
That'll work just fine. A line shot by Josh Pano all the way out to the wall. Chad Bourne able to catch it, but Avila able to walk home. Doesn't even have to worry about entering that leg, and a big second run here in the 10th. 9-7 Miners.
Now Alex Vergara with a home run in this game. He's going to take a curveball in the dirt, skips up there, 1-0. Nice block again by Smith as his throwback is off the glove of Brockett. That ball was hit well and on a line. And a nice play by Chad Bourne to get back on it and make a leaping catch at the wall, but exactly what the Miners needed. Now you got to protect another lead with just 3 outs to go. Vergara set to face the 1-0. That one in the dirt as well. A fastball that time. Now 2-0. No win is going to come easy, Howie. This one, certainly not today, as the Miners are looking to get it. But a big step here in the top of the 10th. They get 2 runs in. And now the 2-0 is going to be in a moment as a pickoff over to first.
And the Miners have the Bucs right where they want them. With closer Cole Townsend waiting in the wings. Would technically not be a save opportunity as Cole Townsend is in line to be the pitcher of decision now, but might as well be. Semantics is all that is Townsend would need 3 outs to win the game.
That fastball misses high now. 3-0 the count on Vergara. Same situation as we saw yesterday. It's poetic, Howie. It's storybook-like. And this one to clinch a playoff spot. So we'll see if he can bounce back there. Now the 3-0. Fastball on the outside corner, 3-1. Alex Vergara with a home run in this game. Also gunned a man down at third. And now the 3-1 is swung on and drilled out to second. A diving effort by Champagne. Not enough. It's past him into right field. And now aggressive base running from Sinceri. He is going to take third. Vergara ends up at second on the throw over there. A double here. We'll see how Howie scores it. Maybe a single and an advancement on the throw. But nonetheless, 2 on now. Second and third with 1 out. As Alex Vergara, another hit in this game. His bat is scorching.
Works just the same, no matter what I write down in the book. No, but I think single for Vergara there. And down to second on the throw. Nonetheless, 2 men in scoring position for Alex Hellman, who's going to try to keep this thing rolling in the 10th.
And a base hit here. Get that lead back out to 4, potentially. Miners allowed 4 in the bottom of the 9th. They have 2 here in the top of the 10th. The infield comes in for Hellman. The first pitch, a swing and a miss. On a fastball up in the zone. 0-1 it'll go.
The other game in the Alaska Baseball League today, Chinooks and Oilers in Game 4 of a 5-game series. And it's another run rule victory for the Peninsula Oilers, who have now won that series against Chugiak.
0-1, swung on and rolled out to first. A diving effort by Fesperman. It's past him down the right field line. Sinceri will come in to score. Vergara is going to slow up his run as he rounds it and touches home as well. A 2-run single for Alex Hellman. That might ice it here, Howie, as the Miners have answered with a 4-run 10th. Now 11-7.
Now you're feeling good about it. Alex Hellman didn't try to do too much, just slapped it past a drawn-in infield, just to the left of Dylan Fesperman down the right field line. 2 more runs come in, and the Miners breathe a little easier. They're up by 4 again. 3 outs to get. Again.
Howie, they knew that we had missed all of this time in person. They just wanted us to see more baseball here, that's all. Giving us an extra inning.
Let's do it. An extra hour.
4 runs are in, and now Trey Triolo will stand in for another at-bat in this one with a runner on first base. Still 1 out in the inning. The infield backs up. The first pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. It'll be 0-1.
Fine with me. We might not be paid by the hour, but another free hour of baseball, love it.
Oh, yeah. We will take it all day long. So Miners looking for a playoff spot. Just 3 outs to go again. Looking at even more here in the 10th is Triolo. Check swing. It's called strike number 2.
But how about the Peninsula Oilers as they blank the Chinooks 11-0? They've run ruled Chugiak for the 2nd time in that series, and they now have a 4.5 game lead over Chugiak for the final spot.
They're looking good.
As the playoffs start to come into focus here.
And their magic number probably not too far away, as that one is swung on and rolled back into right field. The Miners are using the right side, as that time Hellman is going to be able to take 2 bags. He heads from first to third on the single. Trey Triolo chops that one into right, and another hit in the inning. Another runners on the corner situation for Steven Lancia with just 1 out.
No mercy for the Miners. We saw what the Bucs did in the 9th. They will have Alex Champagne to lead off the 10th. When their turn finally comes up, Dom Chacon will be placed on second base, but they will have a lot of work to do, as they will have to score at least 4 times to tie. Lancia could increase that number right here.
Steven Lancia had a blast in this game, a 2-run bomb. And now the first pitch is a fastball that is going to miss away, 1-0. Bit low there as well on Lancia.
4 home runs in this game, 2 by both sides. Bucs got theirs late. Lancia and Vergara with 2 2-run homers for the Miners.
I feel like each of them, outside of the line drive homer, have been some of the longest we've seen all season. As the 1-0, another fastball. That time, an adjustment is made as it hits the strike zone, 1-1. What a game today. It's the Miners, in dramatic fashion, trying to take it back. That one is rolled out to short. On to Champagne at second, on to first, in time for 2 outs. A double play will end it here in the top of the 10th, but the Mat-Su Miners put on 4 runs as they retake the lead, 11-7. We head to the bottom of the 10th, 3 outs to go again here, Howie, as Mat-Su looks for a playoff spot. Don't go anywhere. This is Mat-Su Miners Baseball presented by Napa Auto Parts.
Leading off in the bottom of the 10th, the Bucs. Second baseman, number 7, Alex Champagne.
Towson time continues here as we continue into the bottom of the 10th, 11-7. This has been a roller coaster ride of a baseball game, but the Miners retook the lead. And now they try to defend it and win this game once again. A runner at second base. As Alex Champagne will stand in, nobody out. Cole Towson remains on the mound. He needs to get 3 outs to get this elusive win and get the Miners into the playoffs. They're looking for win number 20. But 3 outs again here stand in their way. Another 4-run lead to play with, and hopefully this time Towson is able to close it out. First pitch, a fastball, a called strike on the outside corner.
Our friend Greg, PA guy for the Bucs, through the hole in the wall, has got salmon and shrimp to barbecue.
Yes.
So we got to get this thing rolling. 3 outs for Towson.
0-1 now. Swung on and fouled out of play.
There's another foul ball brought to you by Yates, New York Life.
He's been on it all game with the foul ball sponsors.
Waiting so patiently for the seafood. But I'm assuming he pulls for the Bucs here. He leans that way. So he's maybe looking for a rally of his own before
Well, they already had one.
the grilling. That's
on.
true, yeah. Gotten that out of their system today, so they're good. Used it up. Used the 1 rally pass. 0-2 now. Champagne thought about it. He's going to lay off as the fastball is outside. Lancia leans away to make the catch.
This is a great opportunity for Cole Towson. I'm sure he was as sick as anybody last night after he blew the save and gave the Pilots a doubleheader sweep, but he has a chance here to redeem himself.
A bending curveball there on the 1-2 is going to miss away now. 2-2 as we re-update the comments here. Sorry, it's been a little bit, guys. Diana Kenelis getting in there asking, is this a doubleheader? No, tonight's game, just a solo, but we may play 18 innings. Who knows? We're in the 10th now. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Clipped into the mitt of Lancia, and that is out number 1. A big out to get here of Alex Champagne. 2 to go. As we have a pinch hitter. All right, now Cam McGee out of Arizona State.
Number 8, Cam McGee.
He will stand in with that runner on second. Trying to keep his team alive here. The Miners got it down to 2 outs before they allowed 3 of those runs in the 9th. Now 2 outs to go here. And McGee will stand in.
One other change here in the bottom of the 10th. Blake Avila, pinch hit in the top of the 10th. He stays in the game to play first base for the Miners.
From the stretch, the first pitch is a curveball that misses inside. McGee takes a step away from it. Wearing his Arizona State helmet tonight. And now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. I think a change up on the outside half that time. It'll even it up here. Saw that was the strikeout pitch to Champagne.
We talked about it, Trey. Townsend, he's still your late inning guy. He's still your go-to guy. Didn't lose that spot based on 1 outing.
As his 1-1 is called strike 2. A dazzler. Fastball there on the outside corner.
And he's showing you why right now. When he's painting, he's as good as anybody. Dotting the outside corner to these lefties. Threatening to strike out his second man.
1-2. Swung on and roped out to left. On a line. It is going to stick up there for Alex Hellman. That ball was hit well, but right out of man. It's the second out of the inning, and now 1 to go for Michael Diaz.
The Bucs in the 9th inning did all of their scoring with 2 outs. In fact, they were down to their final strike twice and came back from the dead, but they're in another huge hole here. Down by 4. Miners and out away.
They're on life support, maybe not dead quite yet, but a runner on second base now and 2 outs. Diaz, the first pitch, a fastball in the dirt.
Diaz was the man that started that 2-out rally. A laser home run in the bottom of the 9th.
Miners trying to find a way. It has been quite the game here at Mulcahy Stadium. As the 1-0, swing and a miss. Fastball right over the heart. Townsend beat him that time, showing off the uptick on his fastball. And like you said, Howie, this is huge for Cole Townsend to get another opportunity just one night later. This one in extra innings, the 1-1. Swung on and fouled out of play, and for the first time here in the 10th, the third time tonight, the Bucs are down to their final strike in this game. With a win, the Miners are headed to the 2022 ABL playoffs. It would be win number 20. And another win here in extras, and it'll be just that as Cole Townsend strikes him out with a fastball up. And the Matsu Miners have clinched the 2022 ABL playoffs.
There it is. Took a little while longer than we thought it was going to, but Cole Townsend nails it down in the 10th inning. And the Miners are going to play baseball in August in 2022.
Your final score, 11-7. There was drama today. There was back and forth, as it was a picket fence in the middle innings for the Bucs to get him back into it. And then the bottom of the 9th, 4 runs and a 3-run homer tied the ball game up. But the Miners erupt in the top of the 10th inning. They score 4 of their own. Alex Vergara doing it all today. And so many other guys you can tip your cap to. Cole Townsend bounces back. He comes in and shuts the door in the bottom of the 10th. Again, 11-7, your final score in this one. The Miners are headed to the playoffs. As the high five line continues here, Howie, let's take a look at our players of the game. You can get it started again tonight if you'd like.
Let's do it, Trey. Tons of fun. And I am going to throw my player of the game to Alex Vergara. Hit the first long home run in this game, picked up a couple of hits, scored a couple runs, a couple of RBIs, and really, in my opinion, set the tone in this game. Showed everybody, hey, the wind's blowing out to left to get it up there. Steven Lancia followed suit later in the game. Alex Vergara, my player of the game.
That's a good one. I'm going to go Jacob Steele in this one, as he had a multi-hit game, drove in a big-time first run, and was rock solid on defense as well. He came around to score that first run in extras, ultimately the go-ahead run in this game, as the Miners, with a lot of different guys in this effort to clinch the playoffs, but Jacob Steele is going to be my player of the game. Howie, this has been a lot of fun. It has been so wonderful to be back with you guys, and we're going to have our video back tomorrow night. And guess what? Another back. We're back at home for the first time after this 12-game road stand. It'll be nice because there is no place like home. The Matsu Miners win this one 11-7 over the Anchorage Bucs. They advance now to 20-10 on the season, back to 10 games over 500, and they have clinched a spot in the 2022 playoffs. For Howie Boxley, my name is Trey Yanity. Have a great night, everybody. Miners win.